This is Roma Reacts, a series where I watch patron-submitted videos with all of you guys, and the first video that we were watching today is sent in from Menace from the North, and it says, my previous video was actually just preparation for this one. Alexandra Egatova collab with Hoirverse, and it says Vagalette? I'm going to be mispronouncing that 300 times today. Vagalette? Yes, Duet player Sasuke. You can correct me, by the way. You can definitely correct me on that as well. It's by Trismite. Let's check it out. So there's a lot. Is it in HD or is it just my setup? It's quality set 720. Okay, that's fine. Oh, the music as well. It's crazy that this song, like, instantly, like, you hear that, like, that music, and it's like, that's it. Already iconic. It's interesting hearing the duet aspect of it as well, isn't it? After only hearing the Furina side of it. Super interesting. The darker tone of the way they're lighting this is actually, like, works really well for this too. Man, ice skating is just magical, isn't it? It's just freaking magical. Like, look at this stuff. Even like, yeah, look at the lighting here. It's fantastic. But I just think ice skating just looks like people are floating most of the time. Incredible. Like, the core strength and ability you need for this is insane. Look at they seem like they're floating. Like, Jesus Christ, look at this. Look at this. No, that's like otherworldly skill. It's so interesting hearing the duet. Like, in the context of a Neuvillette and Furina, right? It's so interesting. Man, this song is already so iconic, and look, again, I talked about like we had skating videos before, but I think sometimes they get blocked, especially like the ones that like the official competitions. But there's like, it's like, to me, like, especially with dance partners with skating, there's something so freaking magical about like just two people together, like skating on the ice, looking like they're both floating. It's the closest two people ever look like to like they're flying together as they're dancing, you know? To me, anyway. Magical stuff. And the fact that you have to go out on the ice without like knee pads and elbow pads is like, I don't know. The pain you feel. Look at that. Look at the lighting. Gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous stuff. There's the credits as well. Yeah, like, I'm always like so like for the skating videos, especially since like I've never like, obviously I liked ice skating whenever I did it like casually, but like it still takes like a lot of technique to even like get to where you are with like ice skating. Like, I remember I went ice skating as like a kid, and like everyone was falling around the place, just getting busted all the time. But the only reason I knew how to do anything, just stay up on my feet. And that's like something that's already difficult with ice skating, is staying up on your feet. The only reason I knew how to do that stuff was legitimately just because I used to rollerblade as a kid. So I was like, okay, it's probably like the same motions at least stay up on your feet and keep moving, right? And it becomes like the most fun thing ever. But the core strength you need for that stuff, insane. Like, it's insane. The athleticism, the practice that goes into that, because, you know, I've talked about it in previous, again, in ones that were blocked, that with skating, like, if you get injured, and this was confirmed by people who actually sent in the videos, like, if you get injured on the ice, it's one of the most, like, it's hard ice. Like, have you ever fell on ice just, like, normally? It's freaking tough. You have to train so hard for that stuff. Thank you so much for sending in, Menace from the North. The next video sent to my Angel313 is I realized I never sent in ZerobaseOne singing live, so here it is. So ZerobaseOne has been a journey that we've been on recently, a journey that we're glad to have been on. The serotonin boosters themselves, I don't mind. Like, again, like I've said it several times that, like, you know, Roma Reacts is like a reaction to you know, a lot of stuff that you guys are into, that like I, you know, will always have an open mind, always trying to get into it as well. And I feel like that's what's so fun about this. And sometimes you find stuff that is just like, okay, this carries over into normal stuff as well, and I like hearing this stuff. You know, and like I feel like it's one of those things where like you become kind of like attached to something. Like we had it with the Honeywork stuff as well, like, you know, like, and other stuff too. But like I remember with the Honeywork stuff, like I was like, you know, getting attached to the story. Now like I'm getting attached to these boys as well. Just really really fun stuff. Let's check it out. So different, right? It's like, again, live versus like a video is so different because obviously they're relying here on their, like, you know, their God-given talent. Again, we know this. It's such a different vibe from a video, right? Like the music video is definitely meant to, like, you know, be something that you can have forever. You rewatch it, you like, it's one of those beautiful things. Like we've seen with ZerobaseOne videos, they are so beautifully put together. So the colors, the dance routines, the different scenes, the shots and all like this that show up on the screen, like that change every few seconds, like the outfits, everything, like, right? The outfit changes and all this stuff. It's like an experience, right? And then when it comes to like the live show, it's like, this is, again, their talent. This is just their talent showing through. That's all it is. Always in the center, right? Or at least like always, like, maybe I'm wrong, but like maybe it's just because like sometimes your eyes are drawn to him. Sometimes I feel like he starts the videos a lot. And sometimes he'll always be like in the center, or sometimes he'll always like, not always in the dance routines. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Maybe it's just one of those things that you're drawn to like an individual face sometimes. And I'm seeing things like in a different way. Cause like a lot of people might like correct me and be like, he's not always like in the center or something. Cause I've only seen a few videos. I just know that like a lot of videos like either start with him or he's always like in the forefront at the start of a video. I could be completely wrong. I'm misremembering, and it might just be one of those things where like you just remember him because like a striking look or a striking face. It could happen that way too. Don't feel bad about correcting me. Beautiful. 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 I always like, I get so like into the videos that I'm always like forgetting to like, you know, do the transition sometimes. You know, that's really, really beautiful. It's always one of those things as well, like with a live show. Like I've only been to like a few concerts in my life. And I've never had like it on the level of a ZerobaseOne, right? In terms of a concert. But I love the personalities, the way they shine through. I love the way that all the different like members, like not just have like a role to play in the band or the role to play in the group, but there is a thing where like, you know, what we're seeing here is them on a very like, I don't want to say basic, but a very like stripped down way of looking at things. Like there's not it's not a situation where like you have like a over the top stage production, which is also very cool sometimes when it comes to some bands. It is them singing. It is them singing directly to the audience. It's them looking into the camera. It's them, you know, relying on like a lot of their talent, a lot of their vocals, while also you see their personalities shine through in a lot of the stuff. You know, I mentioned, you know, like I don't know all the names, of course, and I probably will eventually with the amount of ZerobaseOne stuff we're getting in these videos. But I will say that like it is like, you know, this thing where like I'm starting to notice like a lot of the different, like, because I said like, you know, there was like some like, you know, let's say with Ricky's a perfect example how I felt like Ricky like always has like this smolder, right? This smolder. There's a character there that seems like the older brother of the group. You know, there's a character that seems like they are like somewhat of a leader. And again, I don't like saying leader because I know like that concept is kind of like sometimes not true, especially like when like I listen to so many heavy metal bands, and like, you know, if you call someone a leader, you're gonna be, people are gonna be like, what do you want about lead of the band? Like it doesn't even work anymore, you know. When with that stuff, it used to be a thing, but I don't think it's that thing anymore. But you get what I'm saying, like, you know. But I do appreciate seeing them all, like, and seeing all their personalities. It's a very, very sweet thing to me, honestly. I have it. It's so funny. I have it on my phone here, all the names of all the patrons that sent in videos, and like I also have the links under them just to see, like, just in case you mess up. And I just clicked on the ZerobaseOne link as well by accident. Yeah, no, I love seeing that type of stuff. I adore these boys. I really do. They give me this happiness. I don't like. It feels like, you know, the world is completely great forever, because of these boys. It really does. Yeah. We might do like a thing where like we we like learn all the ZerobaseOne members' names. I was actually like thinking of like making a channel, like, because this has been so fun. Like, I'm not even joking. Like making a channel of like Calvin gets into K-pop, and we call it, you know, Calvin Pop or something. I don't know if people will be interested in that. The next video, thank you so much for sending, Angel. I hope that like I hope my ramblings about like what I think, because I'm only speculating. isn't too wrong. You can always correct me on stuff as well. Yeah, it was really nice. The next video is sent in by Minu, and it's one of my favorite Genshin fan songs, Furina's original song, I Promise, by Hala, CG, and Chira? Check it out. Genshin, okay. Oh man. Furina's a character who, like, again, this is a character who went through, before we go into anything else, 500 years of trauma. This isn't a situation where, like, this isn't a situation where, like, it can be brushed past so quickly for me. Like, when I think about this, it's like 500 years of going through a horrible situation. Like, there's some people in life that can't go a week without seeing their best friend, can't go a week without chatting with people. Can you imagine 500 years of never having, like, the most sincere conversations you're supposed to have? But 500 years of crying alone? That stuff is, that's a faith worse than death in a lot of cases. 500 years of crying alone. And we've all had that where we've all cried alone at some point. Where we've all had to, like, stay by ourselves and, like, you know, feel sad by ourselves because no one was around at the time. You know, there's certain situations where, like, you know, maybe there's, like, you feel like you can't go to someone even though you can and all this stuff. But Furina, even if she felt as though she could go to someone, legitimately to protect the world, she couldn't. Yeah, that's all I gotta say, because, like all that puts into the context, like, why these videos are gonna just break me whenever I see stuff like this. I just want people to know that if I do get emotional, it's because of how freaking crazy that story is. It's crazy. Stop. I'm already so sad. And then the dance as well. There it is again, like the idea of, like, the people aren't seeing me break, but I am breaking. No. And this is the problem. The idea of life goes on. It's like, yes, it does. Life does go on. But it was freaking hundreds of years of life not going on for Furina. They may not understand, but now I think I do. We cheated the heavens just to see that hope's through. Yes, yes. Hopefully. That moment when she saw everything and the water was going down, oh my god. Killed me. This moment, this freaking moment. It's time to breathe. Oh my god. It's honestly, like, you know, like we said in, like, the idea of the when we played the story quest, you know, we talked about, you know, what is left of me, what can I find in myself, and we talked about it several times. We said it a million times, probably like a broken record over the whole Furina story quest. The aspect of, like, you know, whatever she needs to find for herself, we will help her find. You know, we talked about how the consultancy job I thought was amazing. The idea of that leading back to the stage or leading back to a healthy relationship with the stage, fantastic. You know, at the end we even said if this is what she wanted to do, you know, we even said, like, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing if that's how she wants to get back to the stage. And we said it so many times. So we're out like a broken record. And I'll say it again. Like, the idea of what is left of me and trying to find something that is a part of yourself again is such a big part of Furina's story. It's like, after all this is done, what parts of me were real? What parts of me were fake? How many people loved me? How people didn't love me? And they do address that as well. It's crazy. Yeah, get on the ground floor. What the hell? Yeah, like, cause I talked about this too, like, people are gone. Furina, oh my freaking god. More than enough! Are you kidding me? But don't ever give up. All the stuff she was doing, like, this would have killed any ordinary person. I said it in the freaking the 6-hour video we uploaded last week, the almost 6-hour video we uploaded last week of the finale of Act 5. If you told any other Archon what this girl went through, they would still be like, that is horrific. Because she had to do it without any of the powers or any of the pomp, any of the freaking like bells and whistles that come along with being an Archon. Right? It's like, you know, having to like live a horrible life without even getting paid for it. You know what I mean? She didn't even get to like have like the she had the reverence and all this stuff, but she didn't have the power. She didn't feel powerful. She didn't feel strong. You know, this would kill someone. It would kill me. It'd kill me. F the heavens. F them so badly. Holy hell. I like the idea of like, hey, another day we'll be happy. Another day will be cool. Will be good. What a freaking amazing character. What an amazing character. Oh, the tea party as well. This is like the third video and we're getting teary-eyed. The third video of Rome Reacts. And that's kind of what's left of her. And we realize she has so much left to offer. And she always would have been available on all platforms. Get it. Written and performed, okay. Yeah, no, it's like so, this whole song hit home so freaking hard. Amazing patrons, there we go. Because it is like a situational thing of like, for when it comes to Furina, her whole story is the idea of, I have done so much. Maybe I should give up. I can't give up. Because giving up is a hard thing to do. Sometimes the idea of giving up can be harder than the idea of like keeping going. Sometimes giving up is like sometimes like a very, very difficult thing to do. But in this case, it was like not only would giving up be like one of the most horrible things that she could think of to herself, like giving up also like was a thing that like she just couldn't do. She couldn't couldn't confide in us. She couldn't get angry about her situation with people in public. Because, you know, the thing is like when anyone else, they get to vent publicly to people, right? If I'm upset about something that happens, right, with someone, I can say, today this happened and this was horrible and this made me feel like this. She got attacked by or nearly got attacked, or at least like had the threat of an attack from a Harbinger. And what happens every other time a Harbinger is attacked in this game or done something in this game? We've had a conversation about with a Paimon. We've had a conversation about with the person that was attacked. The person, or we have a conversation with the people that like saw the Harbinger. Can you imagine getting attacked by a Harbinger and then having to cry alone in your room? The trauma is crazy. It's so crazy that you would have to go through. So I'm so glad she found a very healthy way of getting back to the stage. And, you know, that consultancy job to me was like such a good thing. As I said in Furina's Story Quest, I thought it was such an amazing thing that happened there as well. An amazing video, really sold the story of Furina so well as well. All of it was like so true. Getting teary-eyed at the start of the end there as well. Furina's character is just so amazing to me. But then again, like, I feel like apparently like people are saying that like to me in a way, right? Like I understood the Furina character from like the first chapter, but not in a literal sense. Because I thought, like, you know, for me, I couldn't have guessed what was going to happen here. My interpretation starting off of Furina when we first got there was, like, I could tell just because the voice acting was incredible, the way they animated her was incredible, some of the facial animations are superb as well. I really thought, like, I was like, okay, she is trapped figuratively. I was like, figuratively, she is trapped by, I said, a gilded cage of laughs and applause, right, and smiles and applause. She was literally trapped. You know what I mean? Like, she was, like, not literally, but, like, she was trapped in a way that was, like, she could not do anything. She was forced, you know, to do this performance. Where some aspects, you know, some of the performances were some of the only fun she had, but, like, still she had to lie. And we saw that from the start, she had to lie. Thank you so much for sending me, you know, that was such a meaningful song for Furina's story. It really was. We could talk about Furina for days. Yeah. The next video, oh, God. The next video is sent in. It's called La Vagalette, but they're ducks. And it's sent in by Neko-san. Sorry, it's not sent by Neko-san. It's sent in by Scenic Season. This is the best cover of a Furina Story Quest song. And Felix replied saying, it's awful. I don't know what this is. Let's check it out. Maybe this is what we need right afterwards. What is this? What is this? Please. Please. We do not deserve to exist on this planet. Stop. With the duck? With the, they're even doing the frames for the actual. Oh no. No. Is this? Who thinks of this? Who thinks what if it's the beautiful, amazing, incredible song, but they're ducks? No, I can't. Who thinks of this? Is there subtitles? No. The peas. No, not the peas. Not the peas. No, no, I refuse. I refuse. I actually refuse. No, not the seed. No. What it? I need to see what other things this person makes, because here's the thing, animated, like, that was incredible. I just don't understand how anyone thinks of that. Oh, they do a lot of duck covers. It's their thing. That's awesome. That's awesome. The scream definitely got me, like, chuckling there at the end. I just, again, like, it's not an insult to Scenic Season, but I hope they don't take it like this. Like, I just don't even, like, I was just so shocked. Like, I saw it in the playlist, this idea of, like, a duck song. So I was kind of waiting for, like, whatever that was to come up. So I was like, oh god, here it is. But, like, I didn't expect it to be, like, you know, that well animated. I thought it was gonna be, like, maybe a still screen. And then, like, there's, like, the ducks, because I've heard duck covers before, right? Like, I've heard, but I saw more just, like, on Twitter, someone does, like, goofy covers and things like this, but I thought that was what the common thing was. I don't know. Very interesting to me. Because I didn't think it would be that well animated, honestly. Scenic, maybe I probably, like, needed a laugh after this weekend. This was an intense weekend of videos with the Furina story quest and the Act 5. We uploaded 9 hours worth of intense Genshin videos last week, and it was pretty freaking crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, pretty nuts. Thank you for sending in, Scenic. Again, don't take it the wrong way that I was like, what the hell is this? I was just, like, shocked. I was just kind of stunned. I was really stunned by what that was. Yeah. Thank you, Scenic Season. The next video is sent in by Alligator and is the next in the list of the EXO's winter songs. So we listened to an EXO song last week, and it was a Christmas song, and this is called Sing For You. Let's go. You know what I like about K-pop songs? They don't like block your stuff when you listen to them. They're very kind that way. We appreciate K-pop because of it. He's in space. You know what I mean? Subtitles? Or maybe they're not English, which is fine. Black and white in the snow always works, by the way. Always. They're actually using black and white in a way that's not tacky though, right? Because, like, sometimes black and white's like, okay, like, you know, you put the filter on, right? There's a good lighting here where it feels like it's almost like, you know, piercing through the darkness almost with the lighting. You know, it's actually, like, looks pretty good. I do enjoy the fact that, like, you know, they always portray these guys as, like, doing everything together. Oh no. Okay, hanging out the car window, my favorite already. It's beautiful setting. Oh my god. Great outfits as well. The vocals are so strong. They're so strong. Jesus. I remember that, like, again, like the vocals were incredibly strong last week in the EXO one as well, the Christmas song. Great harmonies. It makes you realize how sad Christmas can be for some people, right? No, you're gonna need more than that. He doesn't care though. It's beautiful. The video is actually really freaking gorgeous. And like, you know what's... And they're fighting, but like the dance moves that we're seeing here, right? They're not like, you know, it's again, like it's like kind of like a, it's actually one of my more, like there's dance troupes that I like and dance videos that I like, right? Obviously that always fit the song. It can be so difficult, I find, to like put a proper dance routine to a very slow kind of paced sad song, right? That works, you know, without it seeming tacky. And I feel like it does pretty much work here because there is like a motion to this guy's dance at the very least that is very like aggressive in a way, but at the same time, like there is like a sadness in like his face. So it does feel like it's like an anger mix, but like a lot of sadness when he's moving, right? I can see the way that the feet are moving are very aggressive. Emotions on the face as well. You can see these movements with the legs compared to the top half as well. It's beautifully shot. This is immaculate. I'm just saying this whole dance thing with this guy here is immaculate. The space thing is crazy. It's so vastly different from like the rest of the stuff in the video. But I guess it's trying to show someone being alone. Passing over the basketball from like a different frame altogether. Oh, are they all joining up in like the same... What is that? Was that a whale? What is happening? That's so sweet. Singing in the car. Never actually done it in my life. We've had music in the car, but I don't think we've ever all sang along. We all just choose a different song so we don't know the words. Yeah, I can't know how pretty this is. The black and white's actually very pretty. The whale, lad! Like the whale, what? Sing for you. I don't know what's the like story behind the song. Like obviously like I can you know, with the video itself to me like shows a lot of isolation once again. The idea of like, you know, remembering people, the idea of being very angry or upset maybe at like stuff that happened, you know, around, you know, and again, if it is like, you know, idea of Christmas again, like, you know, we forget that like, you know, sometimes, because for me like Christmas has always been a very like happy occasion. But Christmas is also like a reminder. It's a nostalgic holiday that reminds people a lot of the past and a lot of stuff that's happened before. So I can imagine that like for a lot of people, it is like a situation where it's like they can feel this way. And I love the way it's like expressing the way people can feel in those situations. Because like, I think, you know, when people look at like a video like this from the outside, you know, I'm coming from the outside, but I'm trying to understand everything that's happening in it. Like sometimes if you just see a random video of like someone dancing in the snow on Twitter or something like that, and they might say like, oh, this is like, you know, like it's so angsty, or like it's so like this, and like, oh, they're like, they're dancing in the snow, and oh, it's so dark, and like, but in reality, like, you know, in the full like video and the music behind it and all this stuff, like what I could feel again was an aggression towards it, was a sadness towards it, was something where you can actually feel the person's emotions through their dance moves, through the idea of like, you know, because you can express yourselves through dance. You always can. It's been a thing for, you know, millions and millions of years, people expressing themselves through dance. You do it too, even if you dance at like a nightclub, you do that too. Yeah, like the scenes were like so like disjointed while also like being interconnected. right? Like they were destroyed in a way where like it felt like they were like changing all the time and you didn't know exactly who was going to be there in one frame to the next. And then eventually they would be kind of, because it felt like they were all in the same world, like all in the same, almost like all in the same like mile radius, but they were all separated at the same time. It's like they could all reach for each other, but they couldn't find each other is kind of how it felt like with this stuff. It was really pretty. It was a really pretty song. So thank you so much for sending in Alligator. That was awesome to see as well. If you guys would like to see a K-pop chat, I think maybe we'd have to start next year because like I feel like now I probably wouldn't have a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like, you know, once we catch up to Genshin, there'll still be a lot of Genshin on the channel. But obviously, like, there won't be, like, as much, you know, don't be, like, the 4 3-hour videos a week every single week, you know, because that wouldn't have enough for that every single week. Well, we would, but you know what I mean. Yeah, thank you so much for sending in. So this is from Pauline Grint is the next video. Thanks so much, Alligator. And this is the La Vagalette, but it's the cutscene. So I think actually watching it again is actually like such a like a nice little refresher. I have no problem watching a cutscene from a video, yeah, because that's always great. This is a really important cutscene, really beautiful, really gorgeous, and like honestly, watching it again. Actually, can I say this again? Watching this again is something I don't often get to do, because we don't skip stuff back. I edit stuff, but I don't rewatch full cutscenes when I'm editing. You know what I mean? I have notes where like I have to make edits, so I'm actually very grateful for this, Pauline. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? Like, you guys get what I'm saying? Like, to rewatch a cutscene is a gift. She's not coming. To notice new things, to see new things.
She's here.
Like, we were so emotionally invested, like, and we still are, but, like, it's like the... Like, you know, it's the colors once again, you know? Like, it's so pretty. Like, it honestly does feel like it's like an unbelievably hand-drawn animated cartoon here. Gorgeous. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty scene. The water's flowing. It just feels like everything, you know, no matter what, will keep going, you know? That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like to me, is the idea that, like, when the waters are flowing so fast there, like, it's like you're not stopping them. You know, life goes on. Everything goes on.
Wish.
Furina, I adore you. I adore you, Furina. The destruction of the city as well. How they were able to like again, the animation is one of the best story animations they've done so far.
Your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness.
She did for 500 years.
Is this truly
500 years of suffering. Vocals are incredible. Vocals are stunning. And this is like what I was, again, like this idea of this scene here, right, is the idea to me that like Furina's suffering, like legitimately was the thing that brought everyone the most happiness. And the question is, I always feel like, and there's a question that was asked before in Genshin that I think is such an important question. Why is it me who has to suffer? Why is it me? You know, and that's a question I believe Furina asked as well. And to me, that suffering no one should have to go through. But what they're trying to depict here is that, like, again, the suffering that Furina went through made life better for everyone. And by the way, I don't want to ever, like, portray that as, like, something that should be happening or is important to happen. Don't worry, your suffering made everything better. It's like, that doesn't, like, honestly, like, it's still horrible. It's still absolutely horrific what you went through. But I'm saying factually so, because she suffered, they were able to stop the prophecy. And that always hurts me more because I don't want to see Furina suffer regardless. I don't care if there's a prophecy going to be helped or any of this stuff. I get, like, you know, some flack over the, you know, sometimes, occasionally, over the course of my entire playthrough of Genshin, or the years of playthroughs, where, like, I'm a big supporter of, like, you know, when I love an individual character, of just being like, let's get out of here and forget about all this, right? And it can be horrible sometimes because, you know, you have to help out everyone. There's so many people you love, but in the moment, I'm always like, hey, let's just think about ourselves, right? Let's just think about you for a second, you know? But obviously there's so many people in Fontaine. Selfishly, if you remember at the end of the Act 5, I was legitimately one of those people that said I felt selfish because I was smiling ear to ear the Navi and Clorand and Lynette and Linny and Fremine, and everyone was just safe, and Ryo and Neuvillette, and everyone was so happy and safe and healthy and all this stuff. I was smiling from ear to ear. But then you remember how many people died. You remember the suffering of Furina. This was a suffering arc. It really was. Thank you, Polly, for giving me a soapbox to talk about this again. Thank you so much. Beautiful stuff again. It's just such a pretty cutscene. And you can see the life going on. Life goes on as Furina was suffering. That's what they're trying to portray here. I will kill all of you, every one of you over there. And then her getting her vision, which we can now clearly watch this knowing that this is when she got her vision. It wasn't an interpretation. It wasn't a symbolic thing. She got her vision here. Beautiful stuff. Just a beautiful cutscene. Like, I would say like, you know, we talk about how amazing the cutscenes are in Genshin all the time. My girl Chaska showed up again. We talk about how like amazing the cutscenes are in Genshin all the time. We do. And I will scream until I'm blue in the face and keep talking about how amazing the cutscenes are. And not even just the cutscene, but I always separate cutscenes versus story cutscenes, and I always call them story cutscenes. I don't know what they're actually called, just like cutscenes. It's so beautiful, and I'm so glad I got to like talk about that again because it is such an important moment. I think now in this context, you know, it's like I was like nearly bawling when I was watching it originally, right? Like I was like so emotionally overwhelmed by the whole story and the whole Act 5 stuff. So, Pauline, thank you for setting this in and letting me talk about all my feelings on everything that happened in that trailer, maybe without being hysterical, if that makes sense. Not that I'm sorry about being hysterical, but I'll never say sorry for my emotions in Genshin games ever, 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 ever. I will never apologize for feeling a certain way because that would be very silly. Yeah, it's just like, you know, I'm so glad I got to have an opportunity to watch this because I never get to do that. Watch a cutscene again, but with this time getting to like break it down, pause it, and talk about it while I'm not like, you know, so overwhelmed by a 3-hour quest already. Thank you so much. Because that's such an interesting perspective to have, right? Looking back on a cutscene rather than being in the cutscene at the moment. So thank you. Thank you, Pauline. The next video is sent in by Leanne, and it's Furina and Neuvillette because I love them. Midnight Tea Party, Genshin Impact fan animation. Leanne, I'm sorry for saying love like that, but I had to. You know, I just had to. Let's check it out. It is Midnight Tea Party by Togekon. All links will be in the description below. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. We love baked goods. We love a baked good. Oh my god, look at your face. I love her so much. Anyone hurts her, I will kill them. Who's in there? What is in there? Oh, is this Neuvillette? Adorable. 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 This is beautiful. Very clean. Animation doesn't have to be clean, but I like both like a clean and kind of a fuzzy animation style. You know what I mean? Sweet. Sweet as heck. Neuvillette, like again, the support that Neuvillette has for Furina means the freaking world to me. And it's almost like, oh my god. I almost paused at a moment. That was so freaking funny. Oh my god. Furina. You adorable creature, you. And the tea as well. Oh my lord. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. From both of these characters is so beautiful. Probably very chilly there at the water as well. I did a little oh, so that's like a representation of Neuvillette? Oh. These fly by, man. All these videos fly by. They fly by. They really do. If I can talk about like the relationship there that was shown so well there with Neuvillette and Furina, where I feel like it's like, you know what, Neuvillette is a very awkward person, and we talk about him being like, you know, an introvert as well. We talk about him like not being able to express his emotions very well. That's why it meant so much during the Furina story quest that he was the one who's like, and we said that in the story quest how beautiful it was that he was like, I would love to see you back on the stage, and we were like, yeah, if that's what she wants, that's so freaking amazing. And like the fact that she gave her back her confidence in a lot of ways, because hearing it from someone who like she probably felt like he was judging her all this time, because he was in a way, because he obviously didn't know the full story, and all he was kind of, I remember even the first few story he was like the first act, he was so kind of like annoyed by her in some ways, but I think it was more just the fact that like he felt like she was putting up a facade, not knowing what the facade was this whole time. Because he was right, she was putting up a facade, and like the support that he has for Furina like sings through so much in this. Like it shines so much in this video, and they really get the idea. Because again, this is something I'd like I would believe could have happened now. Because now I think Neuvillette has softened even more. He's already a soft, I said it before. He's a soft boy. He's a soft boy that's just forced to be a tough boy sometimes, But he's able to openly be softer with Furina because Furina is now openly being herself more and more, and is no longer, putting up. And he also understands what she went through. Like, more than anyone, he was talking to Fosler himself. He understands what Furina went through. So just kind of like, that's why he was like way softer with her than he usually would be. Because remember, he's a lot more serious with her in the past. And then in that moment, he's like, no, you're amazing. People love you. People adore you. And you can definitely see it shine through in this as well. Thank you so much for sending it, Leon. The next video is sent in by Marcin. And it is, he said, you want to know what other Archons think of Furina? 100%. So we're going to hear what all Archon voice lines about each other. This is actually pretty cool to hear about as well before Natalan. Let's check it out.
I'm led to believe that long, long ago, the 7 Archons used to stay in regular contact with each other. I'm a bit of a special case.
Cool animation here. What cool little way of doing things.
Memory of that time. Now that things have settled down in Sumeru, I think it's about time I made contact with them again. You're on familiar terms with some of them, right? Would you mind introducing me?
Time tempers all volition, yet she would give up everyone for her beliefs. Perhaps it is for this very reason that she has come to where she stands today. Should the chance come by me,
so cool.
I too would like to learn of the eternity for which
that's so cool. The way he's talking about
I had an opportunity to feast with him once, back when I was just a Kagemusha attending a gathering of the gods. So he's made his choice. Be that as it
We've
may,
heard it.
I don't believe his story is anywhere near finished.
We've heard a few of these before. We definitely have heard a few of these before, so it's nice to hear them again and get a refresher on this as well.
Oh, I hear you defeated the mighty Raiden Shogun. I recall the days when she was a Kagemusha, seeking to perfect her martial prowess. She now no doubt employs a wide range of reasoning to get you to train with her. Oh, but yes, come close and I shall let you in on her
Please,
weakness.
please. True.
So the animal Archon still goes by that name among
I
humans
love
these days.
this.
Truth be told, from the very first moment I met him, I could somehow sense that we were not going to get along.
You're very
Also,
different.
He sure can drink a
Yes.
It reeks of wine.
Fenty.
That bard has just been through
Yeah,
here,
we heard this
hasn't
one
he?
as well.
That drunkard is a disgrace to the
No.
arts. Oh, has he tricked you into getting drunk?
No, it's just flat on the
You're
ground.
slurring a little. Wait a moment. I'll brew a pot of sobering tea.
The
It'll
one
be
ready in
in
what, like
only
6 hours?
6
Yeah.
hours, so just wait a moment.
The Pyro Archon is a wayward warmongering
Whoa.
witch, and the Geo Archon is a brutish, blundering buffoon. How do I know? Because this is written in the epic poems of days gone by.
Wow.
As well as ruling over all of Sumeru, the god of wisdom Bur has a duty to guard Irminsul. Only one who possesses great wisdom could hope to shoulder these responsibilities. All life in Tevat owes her gratitude for saving
Oh my god,
Irminsul.
please say that to Nahida.
She made a contract with her own self
Here
to
we go.
save the nation. Strictly adhered to it for over 5 centuries without once wavering, and even fooled the heavenly principles
Yeah?
in the end. I have great respect
Oh.
for approaches to justice that place exacting demands not only on others, but also on the self. Though her divinity has vanished, and the throne of the
No way.
Archon is no more, Furina will go down in Fontaine's history as a god of justice worthy of recognition.
The chills I got from that moment with Zhongli saying no matter what, she's still gonna go down as an Archon of justice. Even though she's not an Archon anymore. Even though like that side of her was never a part of being an Archon. You know what I mean? Like,
I admire her humility.
that's awesome.
It is a sign of true wisdom. With the power she holds, Buer is capable of doing many things beyond.
I love how much
wildest
respect that they do have for everyone apart from Venti.
And she uses her power only to right wrongs and to protect. She is a truly gentle god. For 5 centuries.
Before we get into that, yeah, the idea, the way they talk about Venti is like, they know Venti's done some amazing things. Venti is like, you know, freed Mondstadt. The stuff with Vanessa, we talk about it all the time. But I love that they still believe that like a lot of Archons should hold like a certain air about themselves, which you can totally understand. And I love that like they respect, like at least Zhongli respects Furina, but we're gonna hear this
I
now.
dueled the Raiden Shogun in my personal realm of consciousness to confirm the steadfastness of my will. Yet this Furina you speak of, though possessing only a frail human body, committed herself to acting out her
There we go.
part every second
Yeah.
of every
Yeah.
day for 500
This,
years.
oh my god.
A true battle of the spirit. Her willpower has indeed reached the level of a god.
This, I'm so glad that I wasn't talking through my butt in the Act 5 and in Furina's story quest when I said if you went to any Archon and said to them what Furina did, they'd be like, they're literally proclaiming her to be a god. It's like, yeah, that's what she did was like if you're able to do that without any like powers, you're a god. You know? That's so cool.
Thing you think of when you hear Dendro Archon
So
is
cool.
her power over dreams. Her dreams are akin to my ballads, full of emotion and imagination. It goes without saying that we get along really well. A bard must be
Here we
versed
go.
in both music and song, but a stage performer requires far more skills than just
Oh my
these.
god.
Hey, don't you think we should invite her over to put on a show at the next Windbloom Festival? Huh? You want me to talk about how she saved Fontaine? Well, I mean, she's such a talented artiste, it's no wonder. I wouldn't be surprised even if she'd saved the entire world.
Oh my god.
People often say that
Before we go on again, the way they're talking about Furina, like, is like they're respectful of each other all the time, but they talk about Furina like she is like the god. Like that they have such reverence for her, like she is like the most, even without being a god, to them she is like the most, like one of the most powerful and talented and amazing people that ever existed. Just by, and again, truthfully, because of what she went through.
wisdom isn't about what you know, but knowing what you can change. It is beyond question that the prophecy was carved into Ermin so long ago.
Oh my god.
And while it may look like nothing has changed, it also seems like everything has.
Yeah.
I think we both know her to be smart enough to turn the fate of the world
Jesus
around.
Christ.
I hear that playing games is a good way to quickly bring people closer together. I'm sure it must work for gods too. How about, once everyone meets up, I suggest we play hopscotch together. On second thought, maybe not. If I draw the squares, it will look like I made them really small on purpose, just like you did. That wouldn't be fair on the others.
Have you seen that gentleman around? Huh? He's just a normal man by the name of Zhongli now? Ugh, that must be quite the change for that old blockhead. Come with me to see him, will you?
He does not
I
want to
have
see
a
you.
vintage I dug up from
He does not want to
Windrise
see
that I
you.
can take as a condolence gift. Oh, did he still seem strong when you saw him? How strong? Am I like
Yeah,
blown
he's
away?
pretty powerful. Yeah, yeah, that stuff is like super interesting to me. And I love the way that, yeah, they mentioned like, you know, here with like the idea of Furina, how like there is a respect there that it goes beyond respect. Like, and I knew this was going to be the case. Like, I'm not even trying to, because I think we all knew it was going to be the case. I'm not just trying to be like, you know, I was right. You know, like, it makes perfect sense. Like, these four gods who have their divinity alongside them look upon Furina and they say, that is something that, like, deserves respect. Even without the divine side of Furina, she is a true Archon. Who, like imagine being told that about yourself. Imagine if Furina heard this. And then Venti saying that she's like one of the best performers he's ever seen. Like, even better than he's like admitted right to her face, hey, Furina's a better performer than me. It takes much more effort to be a performer than just be a bard. Like, for Venti to do that as well, that means a lot. That means so much. That was so cool seeing that. And I'm so glad. It puts my mind at ease as well. Like, I love the gods in this game. I love them so much. Amazing. And to hear about the Pyro Archon as well. I can't wait to see more of the Pyro Archon as well. Let's go forth. Thank you so much, Marcin, for sending it in. Let's go forward with the next video, which is sent in by the Assassin. This is quite a little bit of black back lore. With Barbados and Istaroth, god of time reference, but the dialogue that isn't translated at the beginning is supposedly this, according to the commentator on the video. Barbados, there are countless possibilities in the world. I don't know how sensitive my phone is that I keep clicking on the freaking links by accident. There are countless possibilities in this world. Is this one you spoke of? Istaroth, the branches of fate are infinite, the pure flower gets tainted, and the twin falls into slumber. Let's check it out. Yeah, here they are. Yeah, there we are.
只要闭上眼，眼前这片漆
Darkness
黑
before me.
就会开始变得炽热，就像陨落的黑色太阳，持续灼烧。
Lumine. Beautiful artwork of Lumine as well. Who's she grabbing?
不然还是放手吧。拯救了千万分之一又有什么意义？
Holy, oh my god, that's horrible.
懊悔，不甘。
This is obviously trying to portray the Cataclysm, right?
你真的知道
That voice is haunting.
所谓的命
Haunting.
究竟是什么吗？
That's so, oh my god, the smile on her face as well.
是
Whoa
黑夜褪去光芒，是千风席卷大地，
Gorgeous.
是盘岩挣脱引力，是生命。
Jeez, this is so pretty. Like, there's some dark stuff going on here, but it's so pretty.
啊，不好意思，我差点忘了，你只是一个过客，
A passerby.
你什么都做不
The
到。
music as well.
嘘，太阳都已睡
The
下，
sun.
天空却更加刺眼。伪装成群星的人们，终于也要被衬得暗淡无光了。
Holy
让我们合二为一吧，我们可以为这个世界带来更为合理的
The
生
idea as well is like my heart is like pounding during this, like, you know, it's like, even though, like, again, I'm like kind of like, you know, not fully aware of all the stuff that's happening here, obviously, like, but it's like I'm like feeling super like how do I say, like it's like scared. I'm terrified, like seeing the Cataclysm betrayed is the idea that the sun is gone but the sky is still ablaze.
我们不必再躲避神明的视线，
Avoid it.
也不必再容忍神王的拥占。我们
Oh, don't tolerate the misrule of the Archons. Not the flower, not the flower. The colors in this are gorgeous. All the symbols of
Once in the sky stood a kingdom of light.
there's like aether.
One of the air sits up to sit
He's so pretty on all the flower. I know, like, he's like, it's being a portrayal of you look.
She became the queen. She makes the darkness rise.
Holy hell. This outfit as well. It breaks my heart. It's starting to break my heart. It's so interesting to me. Because this is what these videos can do. They can terrify me more than anything, right? They can make me more scared to go through the game and see what's coming up because I'm just terrified to see what could happen. Venti's harp. It's the weapons of the Archons. And there's Lumine. A floating crown is pretty. Gnosis. I can't get over this outfit, by the way. It's so cool. Evil. There's Dane. Crap. That look at with the heater. Oh no, leave Furina alone. Holy hell. All this, oh my, and there's like the freaking drown in the primordial waters. Ever fallen, like the idea of eternity as well. Oh my god, a shout. This is insane. It just makes me like so scared. I'm terrified. This is cool. Oh my god, look at this visual. Six Archons gone? Because again, technically there are only 6 Archons left.
代表自由的神明，却被囚困在牢笼之中，一言不发。你在等待什么？
Leave Venti alone.
阿托斯。
The visuals are insane. They're insanely good. Venti? You're talking about the god of freedom here. He has broken chains several times before, and will do it again. I love them portraying Venti like this, by the way. If this is him actually being like powerful, then that's great. I know it's probably gonna turn around, and something's gonna happen.
你好呀，旅行者，我们又见面了。不记得我了。那就让我再次加入你的旅程。
Is that Venti's voice? What? Wait. What is happening with all these videos going by so fast? That was an visually incredible. Like again, like a lot of stuff, like obviously I won't be able to follow everything, like maybe like if there's some, as you said, some back lore to do with it as well. But like I first saw the visual, I thought it was official for a second in the thumbnail, just because the purple, you know, the purple definitely like was like, oh, it's official. No, like visually incredible. Some of the best visuals I've seen in like for like a darker tone at the very least. They're obviously depicting the Cataclysm at the start. This idea of like, you know, destroying all of the Archons as well, and leaving like Venti for last. Like, to me, like, that, like, makes, like, so much sense, especially since, like, Venti is, like, the god of freedom, right? And, like, is the chain breaker, is, like, the person who has given people the power to break their own chains, to break his chains as well. His own chains is so freaking cool also. Yeah, like, just a really, like, really, really dark tone that made me, like, absolutely terrified for the most part. Like, of what's to come and what could happen and what could be the story. We have... When we catch up, it's going to be so nice to discuss. And I think, you know, the person who sent this in, we were talking about this idea of being able to discuss lore with everybody. You know what I mean? When I was in the Patreon chats, I was talking about how I wanted to be able to discuss lore with everyone openly. And once we catch up past Natlan and I do all the missions that I want to do, we're gonna be there. Which to me is so scary, but fun at the same time. And like, you know, it gets to that point as well. And I'll talk about in other videos too, how like 99% of people like want me to catch up and don't want me to catch up, because obviously like then that means we have like, you know, a different Genshin playthrough coming next year. We're still gonna be playing Genshin all the time. I'm not gonna drop this game just because you catch up. That'd be so silly. I love this game. But basically it's kind of like the way of like it changes things, you know. But people also want to see me like do events and stuff like this, and I can't wait for that too. So if I'm to interpret this video, maybe I'm wrong. It is like, first of all, it's just a beautiful dark like telling of like the story of like the Cataclysm. Then like afterwards, like the evil side, I suppose, that people probably portray as like Lumina's the evil side of her. But like I think that like what they showed there was like, you know, the idea of like what happens if like the Archons lose, right? Like, and in a way like they're being punished in a way that like is very like not poetic, it's like almost like a dark poem where it's like oh, you don't want it to happen that way, like the prophecy being fulfilled, the drowning, all this stuff. It is like a very, very like terrifying way to go out, really, right? But then even seeing us passed away as well, where it's like, and she's asking like, hey, are you proud of me, brother? Are you proud of me for what I've done? To me, that is also like a betrayal where it's like it's even darker that you think it's like, hey, he's gone, and you're still asking like, hey, look, this path I took, are you happy? Is this cool? Like, you know? Yeah, really dark, really beautiful, Assassin. So thank you so much for sending it in. That was really neat to see. Really dark, really beautiful. The next video sent in by Geonave, and it's the Oratrice Mécanique, but the whole song is voice lines. Okay, let's check it out.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
No.
We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
What?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
The way the tone of the voice as well.
Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is guilty.
Is this part of the show?
This performance is over.
The
Guards,
creativity.
Will not escape the
You create
judgment of
Furina
God
chasing
of
after someone?
justice.
I understand.
That's right.
Charges have now been pressed. And as such,
Well,
this case at
it
least
might be a little
can
early.
be handed over to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
No.
Well
We
then.
now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse
Like the
Cardinal,
tone of the voice strangely fits the song, which is what's so weird, right? Like it.
Cardinal is not guilty.
What?
Oh my god, Paimon's laugh. I love Paimon so much.
But could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
Serial
To be
okay.
honest, I don't understand why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of.
You've got the wrong.
Like these videos are so memey like Ray as well, right? They're like
Now then, Miss
Navia, perfect.
Who is the person you would like to charge instead?
Marcel!
In that case, the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
It's so like weird because like
We now turn to
I don't know,
the
like it's hard to like probably
Oratrice
figure out why like it's like it
Mécanique
works, but at the same time it's so like uncanny, like you know, like an uncanny valley thing, but like just for song. Like I know what the uncanny valley is for visuals, but like it just feels kind of like it's like it works, like the tone works for it, but then it's like it makes you feel weird as it's happening.
Oratrice Mécanique
You know what I mean?
d'Analyse
It's so
Cardinal.
weird to me.
Always been
The
Vache.
judgment
Oh, Zach.
of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is guilty.
The little
With Mr. Marcel's conviction,
Hands.
the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
you tell him.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Yeah, we know
Please
you would
wait
be.
just one
The drawing as well.
Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now?
According to the judgment of the
There we go.
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal,
Is this really
we
necessary?
now turn to the
This is
Oratrice
necessary.
Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
Oh, come on.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal,
None of this has anything to do
the
with me.
judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is guilty.
Hey, that's not funny. Didn't you just say I'm supposed
No,
to be
get him out of
innocent?
the cage.
What's with this verdict? So this is how justice
Was that you,
is
Luke?
done in Fontaine. What a joke.
Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol. I am
Oh,
sorry.
the cut on the
You must accept the guilty verdict. If you have been wrong,
face as well.
find the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
this
my boy.
concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the
I
trial
can't, it's so hard to
of
even
our
relive this idea like in a.
fraud who's never been the Archon in the first
You know what I mean?
place.
It's so hard to relive this even in a comedy sense. It's still so fresh.
Eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse
She's a great
Cardinal.
dancer though.
In that case, we shall
Fantastic
now turn to
dancer.
the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
Wait,
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal,
you've got to believe
the
me.
judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
You get what I'm saying? It's like again, this is like so well done, so well animated. There's some really funny memes in there, and then you just get to the Frida part, and I'm like, oh. I'm just like it hits hard again. I'm like, oh,
guilty via the death sentence.
never would let it happen.
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
The Oratrice can no longer function.
Yeah,
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal.
The Oratrice has ceased to function.
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse
oh, with freaking the knave as well.
Oratrice also ceased to function.
The Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal harvests people's belief in justice. Bonjour, you fucking ass.
What? I've never. What? Again, I know that didn't actually happen, right? I'm not stupid, right? But like, it just like the memes that people come up with some of the stuff, especially. I don't know if it sounded like Erica was doing the voice there though for that as well. Yeah, like it's like as I said during that video, G-Dave, like it's so weird how it fits, and at the same time feels like it shouldn't exist. If that makes sense. It's like that weirdly works so well, but also at the same time feels like it should never see the light of day. If that makes, I know it sounds so weird to say, it just feels that way for some reason. But no, it's like still like, you know, these comedy videos again is another part of why the Genshin community is like so. It's the same with the duck video earlier, you know, as well. And like, you know, I'm gonna be feeling bad about like, you know, because I always like with the duck video, I felt like I was like being a little bit like harsh, but really I was just so taken back and I was so shocked. Because I didn't expect it to be like a fully animated thing. I thought it was just going to be like a still frame of a duck with like the duck voice. We've seen duck voice memes before, but yeah, like, again, it's been a meme since the start, right? It's been a meme since the start. I remember when I first got here into Fontaine, everyone was doing the like, everyone say it with me now. Oratrice, I can't even say it myself. The Cardinal. I think we like I didn't really like understand how much of a meme it was in the community saying that, like, but I kind of realized that there was something there when like people were commenting it in like the first like video as we came to Fontaine. Yeah. But I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for sending in GeoNave. It's always cool to see how like creative the actual community is behind all this stuff. It really is. The next video is sent in by Polkagirl, and it is the Beastars OP. I've heard of Beastars, but I've never actually like gotten into it. Let's check it out. So this is like super popular. At the time, like when it was out, I remember you couldn't avoid people. Oh, it's like stop motion? Looks pretty good. What is Musica? What is it? Looks so good. Is it stop motion for the whole thing? Because I thought I saw there was a 3D animation at some point. I thought this looks like stop motion. It looks fantastic. He's like chasing after the rabbit, as wolves do, as wolves tend to do. But this is a lot of a darker tone because obviously like you're giving like life to this address to this rabbit. Great lighting. Oh wow. What's up? Everything just got like way... Are you okay now? Because it's not a full moon? What? Such an interesting change. I'm here for it. I've always said in any like anime opening, if you're dancing, I'm for it. If the characters are dancing to the opening theme, you can bet I'm here for it. So it is in... Oh my god, no, that's not what happened. He taught us something. Oh my god. It would seem that what happened here was not what I thought was happening. Again, it was probably like what maybe like he wanted to think. I guess there's something that is tormenting him about the idea of possibly, like of possibly how he feels when it comes to this type of thing, where he wants to like, you know, he doesn't want to eat this creature. He doesn't want to be able to devour this creature, but he is. A really dark twist to the end there, and I wonder if it does have something to do with the torment that he feels inside about this stuff, that he like wants to like be friends with these creatures, but there's an animal instinct when it comes to the full moon when maybe he has to like, you know, has to eat. Super, again, it's something else that I just, there's a lot of things in this video so far that I just haven't seen before, whether it be like memes or whether it be like stuff, because I have not seen Beastars before, but I do know that when it was, I don't know if it's still happening, but I know for a while whenever people talk about it, it's like they talk about it, it's like one of the greatest things that's ever been created. So I can definitely see like, you know, there is like a tone to it. Like the artistry and the stop motion was incredible. It was really incredible. Yeah, let me know about this Polkagirl if you can. If you want to in the comments, you can let me know as well. Really, really neat to see though. Thank you so much. The next video sent in by Nightmare444 sharing something a little different. I can't believe I clicked on the link again. This is Mega Man X Mavericks Episode 3 Sting Chameleon Award nominated. And what was said by Nightmare444 here is sharing something a little different this time. I don't think you've played any Mega Man X games. But with this animation, I think you can appreciate knowing anything. The concept is what happens after you beat the bosses. I played Mega Man... Did I play a Mega Man game before? I think I have. But I haven't played Mega Man X. No, I haven't played Mega Man X. And maybe I played a bit... Actually, no, I think I know. I played a bit of Mega Man in college on like my friend's laptop one time. Yeah. Actually, no, and on my laptop, on his Nintendo Wii U that he brought in, and we didn't emulate anything, and we played it there on the machine. Nintendo, we played it on the machine. Let's check this out. Nintendo, we played it on the machine, I swear. I swear, Nintendo. So this is the concept of what happens when you beat a boss in Mega Man X. It's already super interesting animation style. So we're so used to, like, you know, we see like a lot of different animation styles in this series. So sometimes it can be oh, it's like a machine that's been like oh, I love that. No, I freaking love that stuff. One of my favorite things about, like, and it's not a machine, but one of my favorite things about Shadow of the Colossus is coming to a boss afterwards and seeing that it has been like overgrown, and like it feels like a passage of time has happened. There's something so sad and so beautiful about it as well. It's such a weird thing to see. Shadow of the Colossus being my favorite game of all time. The animation's crazy. This could be a movie. If people saw this advertised as a movie, they're taking their kids to this and they're going, man, this is like, and they're going to talk about it for the rest of their freaking life. Pretty freaking incredible. I just wanted to make sure I was looking at the title here as well, like what exactly it was. Cool music as well, like very haunting. Are they like repair? Oh, they are. They're repairing it. That bird looks so cool as well. So I think I've seen. I've seen, like, you know, people like play Mega Man. I think the Game Grunts played Mega Man X at one point. Maybe I saw that or something, because I remember seeing, like, I know that, like, you know, what Mega Man X looks like. Interesting. Oh my god, it's actually such a beautiful machine as well. I guess, like, it's an interesting thing, because this is after you beat a boss, like a mecha boss. Like, what you're thinking about now is, like, what happens after they fall, you know? This visual's insane. Music changed very suddenly. It got so, like, it felt like kind of like it's going invisible. What? It felt very hopeful for a time. This is beautiful, by the way. I can see why it was award nominated. To me, like, made in Blender, by the way. To me, like, what happened here was like at first it was like a very dark tone. It was very beautiful, right? It was very like you know, it was something that, like, you know, it was hard to look away from. And then, like, what happens then, like, as you're going along, like, it was like a very, like, dark but beautiful, very hopeful kind of thing. It turned very dark again, and you saw the dead machine on the ground. And again, I love the idea of, like, showing what happens to the creatures after you beat them. I always, like, would love to see, like, where the souls of bosses in Dark Souls go. That's like that's one thing I would love to see. It'd be really, really freaking interesting to see that stuff. Yeah, really, really, really interesting, and really beautiful too. Like, it was really well animated. It felt like, at first, like, you know, whenever I see green grass and machines, I'll be honest, I think of NieR. I'm a big NieR fan. NieR Replicant is like my, one of my favorite games, one of my top 5 favorite games of all, top 3 favorite games of all time. So that's always there in my mind. Pretty freaking neat, pretty neat. And I wonder again, this seems like it was done by one person, but it was awarded something, or was award nominee. Yeah, it's just like, again, Mega Man is something I've never really gotten into. I played a little bit of it. I respect it, though. It's one of those... Do you ever get that when you have, like, a series you never played before, but you respect it from a distance? I always respected Mega Man. And with this, I respect that there's... Again, we talk about the Genshin fan base, like, all the time, and the Danganronpa fan base, and all these fan bases come, like, making beautiful artwork for their games. In this case, we see it, too. There is another fan base that absolutely adores making stuff for their game. And here's what we have once again. It's beautiful. Really, really cool, Nightmare 444. Thank you so much for sending in. And the next video is sent in by... We're failing today with the introductions, guys. You know what I mean? We're failing with the introductions. So sorry. Golden Witch Beatrice, thank you so much. I've figured a way to share this video since One React started. P.S. The character won't know. The character you won't know is an interpretation of someone who isn't in the game, so it's not really a spoiler. Okay. That's fair enough. Let's check it out. Fontaine's cast, but it's Danganronpa OP. Let's go. Oh my god. The feelings already that I feel. The feelings already that I'm feeling for this. Holy hell. You're not bad at this, by the way. They're not. They said they were bad at this. Like, oh my god, and they drew all these as well. That's so... Oh, this Femine. Perfect Femine drawing. Perfect Femine. Oh, like the different visuals here as well. It feels so Danganronpa. Two of my loves coming together. Great illustrations here. That's beautiful. That's gorgeous stuff. It's so gorgeous. They're Furina as well. No, like, it's so pretty what they're doing here with this stuff. Like, because again, for me, oh my god, they did that as well. For me, with the stuff when it comes to like the all Lynn, oh my god. Seeing the sky as well. Danganronpa V3, man, what a game. Interesting Sigewinne. Really interesting Sigewinne. And there's Charlotte. Beautiful drawing. Chevrus. Navia, you perfect girl, you there's Skirk. So cool to see this. Golden Witch, how's it feel to know that, like, from a Danganronpa video mixed with Genshin, you made me feel... Wait. Okay, we're not even gonna say it. We're not gonna say... No, what? I know how I feel about that. The Melusines being... Okay. The children. This is so cool. You did such a good job with this. They did such a good job with this. Like, it actually feels like it is like again, it's an artist's interpretation of it, but it is like feels like a Danganronpa game. Very cool, especially since there's trials in Fontaine as well. You know what I mean? It works so well. For anyone who doesn't know, this time last year I was playing Danganronpa V3. This year, it's so weird because it's a year on. And we played Raincode, obviously it was made by the Danganronpa creators, but we haven't really played anything to do with Danganronpa. I want to play like Danganronpa S and stuff like that as well. But yeah, it's so cool to see something like that because it is like, to me, it's like the two biggest like franchises on my channel coming together as like one big thing. You know, for me, like when it comes to, like when I say biggest, I mean like, you know, the stuff that has like been like the most popular, I suppose. But I would say like, you know, when it comes to, before anyone goes like, oh, he like focuses on the popular. To me, like with a Let's Play channel, like the popularity in the moment doesn't always matter. It's great to have people come along with you. That's what you want for a journey. But like with Let's Play channels, like they're such like a legacy channel, and like you're creating like in a way, like for me anyway, when I watch like a Let's Play channel or a streamer or something like that, you're creating like evergreen content. Because like you know, if you're doing a news channel, like 10 years from now, watching a news story about something that happened 10 years ago isn't always gonna be like the most topical thing, right? But like with this, it's like I love that people go back and watch Danganronpa, go back and watch series from 5 years ago. It means so much to me. So don't worry about like I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, this is it just is like it's Danganronpa has always been like, and Genshin are the two most like real popular things I think that happened on my channel. But really, I just adore them so much to see them together like that. The artistry with that, the actual like music along with it, like it made me feel so many things. Golden Witch. So thank you so much for sending in. It was so neat to see that. Thank you. The next video is sent in by Victoria, and it is the Sampo Koski voice lines. They said they wanted to sneak in one video before we started. Yeah, we're probably gonna like going forward, going to be like cooling it probably more when it comes to the because again I think we're gonna be starting Star Rail. I'd say February, maybe even like a little bit later into February might be when we start. I don't know exactly. Yeah, so you sneak them in while you can, Victoria. Victoria will get that. Victoria will understand I'm joking. Let's check it out.
Hey, you know, with Sampo Koski by your side, you got a businessman, chaperone, and problem-solving conversation.
See, I don't even know these. I didn't know they had voice lines as well. It's really cool. Well, I imagine they would have voice lines in Honkai Star Rail.
So, what's the job this time around? If you got the cash, I got the... No cash? Not a problem. Just say the word, pal. Come on, get some rest already. What's the matter? I'm not going anywhere.
It's hard to interpret who they are, I guess, like when I haven't played the game personally, you know? But we'll definitely try our best.
I'm just an easygoing fellow that looks out for the little guy, free of charge, I might add, who somehow gets pulled into everyone else's business with nothing to show for it. Like I say, I'm an easygoing fella.
Do we respect the tone?
If you package it right, you can sell the same piece of intel to different people. That, my friend, is called maximizing your profit.
Okay, interesting. Okay, that seems that he's like a little bit underhanded.
Small talk brings big clients. I sell things that buyers want to buy, and they call me a con man. It's
okay, he's a confidence man. He's a confidence man. Okay. Okay.
A place as
we get the idea now for sure.
People would be more willing to share what they have. Well, it's the exact opposite, and I'm more than happy to make up the shortfall.
So he is like a very savvy, cunning businessman.
End up in the middle of the snow plains. UFO? Let me guess. You took a train, huh?
What is this? It's like the tone is so weird to me. It's such a weird tone with this guy.
When I first arrived in the underworld, I used to bring Natasha the medicines she needed. I did that for a while, and before long it was medicines and intel. You know how these things work.
Right.
Oh, if anyone out there ever managed to strike a deal with Svarog, they'd earn my heartfelt admiration. Our little girl.
See, it's those things where it's like, I don't know who Savrog is, right? So obviously it's going to be hard for me to kind of interpret like what they're saying, I guess.
How did she get that giant tin head to listen to her? If she had it her way, Ms. Zila would spend less time yelling at me and more time actively trying to hit me. Can someone explain what I did to deserve her?
Okay. Well, it sounds like the way you're talking, it sounds like the way you are as a businessman. A little, I think, you know, people might not see you as the same way you see yourself.
Usually it's me running away and him running after me. Gotta say, I'm gradually beginning to enjoy the attention.
Yeah, okay. It's very clear that he has like a bit of a very,
good pals, but
a side to him that is more like, how do I say it? Like he sees himself in a very confident light, and I think other people might be very irritated by him sometimes.
Now, let's just say your brother put in a bad word for me.
See here, everything is kind of going with this tone.
Is to get acquainted with the Supreme Guardian-to-be. Any introduction will do.
So it's interesting as well. Like, you know, again, I don't obviously like know the tone, I guess, when it comes to the character. From what I get, from what I gather from the idea of Sampo here, is that he is a character that like would be seen as like what they call a confidence man. I believe a confidence man is someone who like maybe he's not like a confidence man. Maybe like it's just like people interpret that as him and like they would call him that. A confidence man is like someone who like can con people, but I think people probably call him a con man. It's very clear that he's like very much like and I like the personality of someone who's like kind of like unbothered by the idea of people insulting them. That's always a really nice thing to hear as well. And it seems with him, he is definitely like of that tone where it's like, yeah, people call me a con man, but like, I'm just doing business, man. I'm just doing business. And like the way he describes him, people are hitting him, people are chasing after him, but he's like interpreting as like, what did I do to deserve this? Or like, people are just, I'm so popular, people are chasing after me. And I really like that tone as well. I like a character who like is so ultra confident and sometimes oblivious, right? And that's the tone I'm getting for this, like for sure. I could be getting the wrong tone because of course when we do play Honkai, we're going to like learn about these characters and get to know these characters. And that'll be always really, really cool too. So I can't wait to actually get into it. It'll be probably like, I'd say I'm aiming for next February, but it could be later. It could be earlier. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see exactly when we get to that state then. Thank you so much for sending, Victoria. That was awesome. The next video is sent in by Zevi. And it says, we love Eve in this house. I hope you're able to watch this after a Kuva submission. So you want me to watch the Kuva one first? Okay, we don't usually do this, but I'll do it. The next one is Kuva visas. And we saw someone send over an Eve song, so here's another one. It's the top 3 of my favorites, but I have a main favorite I'll send in sometime else. I'm helping Zevi so we can give back to you back-to-back song to watch. Eve, How to Eat Live. Yeah, we'll do that, no problem. I just think it's so funny, People are gonna be like, I've never got to do that before, so honestly, it's a first, guys. So I appreciate it. Me being like, hey, it's Zevi now. Actually, it's Kuma visas. Okay, I have no problem doing that. That's fine. You took the time to send it in together, and you took the time to like send in the right order and stuff like this. So like, I feel like it'd be very, very silly for me to be like, no, I'm not. I'm doing it in the order that's in the playlist. So deal with it. You know, that'd be so silly. I'm just appreciating people sending in stuff and supporting the channel. So let's check it out. So we listened to the Eve song last time, and it was really cool. The visuals are really cool. The music was really cool. We found out they were like it is a musical group. Like it's not like a just like a YouTube channel or something. Oh wow! Should we turn on subtitles as well? How to Eat Life. Music is so freaking good in this. Like the last one was incredible. Yeah, like the visual stylings that they do in this stuff, that they do in these videos. So again, like it's already proven to me now with the second one that this is something that is like a common thing throughout the Eve videos, that they have a very distinct, you know, kind of crazier visual style that just really works. It's very distinctive. Like this is so cool as well. It's hard to even describe. Waiting for your return. Colors are beautiful too. It just helps as well that this is like something I would listen to myself as well, right? Like I really would. I've never known the feeling of warmth. Jesus, man. And the idea of a heart starving, like, you know. What was that? Don't blink. So freaking sick. So freaking sick. And look at this one. Look, oh my god, the colors are so pretty. The orange tone with the black and the white. It's so neat. I'll pour my hair until it reaches you. Yeah, it sounds like it is like... Oh my god, that's so beautiful. The music, like, it's so pretty. It sounds to me like the song is like saying like my heart is starving. I don't have any love, but until like I can get that love, I will keep pouring my heart out. Like the forks in the back of the neck seem like so interesting to me because it's like, yes, like you used a fork to eat food. Your heart is starving, like, you know, trying to eat, you know, get some of that love. But it seems like that love that you're trying to eat or you're trying to consume is also like something that's like stabbing you in the back, it seems. Look at the even with the blood, like all of this looks so freaking sick. It's so cool. Like it's just so slick and cool. It's so cool. Oh, don't do that. One of my favorite. The color is the only thing that brings you bliss. Huh? I carved up your Adam's apple. What? The proper way to use the fork. So maybe I'm misinterpreting the forks altogether. No one ever taught. So it's like no one ever taught me the proper way to like consume love. Am I interpreting this so wrong? Instead, I'm using it to like destroy or kill or hurt. Oh, the rain is. I thought I was going to go back into the chorus, which is a beautiful chorus. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I can't go over pretty these. They're so beautiful. Beautiful. The music is freaking beautiful. It's so beautiful. And like it's so cool. It's so cool. Like even though like it's the darkest like visuals you see and everything, it's still so freaking cool. Like that tone is right. That tone, that change up as well. It's so neat. Yeah. Just so slick, so slick. Find me before I eat it all. Again, like I could be interpreting this completely wrong, right? I could be, and please, like, always, like, you know, like, not, you know, it's not about like, oh, hey, correct me if I'm wrong. It's because like people don't try to do that. People try to, you know, give me like more context when it comes to stuff like this. Like what I saw in this video was like someone who, like, yeah, they said they like were starved for warmth, they never felt love, they don't know how to. Maybe it's like the thing where it's like, I don't know how to show love because I've never been given love. But it says how to eat life. So it's like how to maybe go through life. So since I don't know how to really go through life, since I haven't been given love and haven't been given that compassion, that I don't really have that compassion backwards because I don't know how to. And it's like, teach me how to eat. Teach me how to live life. Teach me how to live this way. Because right now I'm like feeling like things are very dark. Maybe that is like the interpretation we can go on with here. All other stuff, again, it's a slick animation. You know, we have different music videos now all the time now, which I really, really like. And like, whether they're funny, whether they're really cool to look at, this is like really slick. The animation is really cool. And like the music is really amazing. You know, we saw like earlier on, we had like, you know, the K-pop groups as well have like a very different tone as well. All separately, by the way, not just K-pop as a blanket, because we don't do that here. We don't blanket them as one thing. They all have different tones to them. And I really feel like with this, like, you know, it's just like so cool. Like, it's so like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like there's something so, like, even like hands in your pockets, hand in the hoodie, the monsters playing the music, like there's just something that's so slick about it. It reminds me of kind of like a is this a proper way to describe it? If like a White Stripes video was put together without being like, because this is like confusing at times, but there is like a very clear like beauty to it, while like a White Stripes thing is like has like a very like confusing tone to some videos. But sometimes they're so distorted you don't know, aren't even able to interpret sometimes what's going on, if that makes sense. It kind of reminds me of that in a way. Really, really cool stuff. Thank you so much for Kuva Visas. And the next video is actually sent in by Zevi, would you believe it or not. We love you in this house. I hope you're able to watch this after watching Kuva's submission. This is a continuation from that song with the same main character. I love you songs as well as a story and animation behind them. I can't wait to send you more of them thanks to instigator the previous Rome Reacts. And later on you'll be able to tell Eve's song right at the first instruments. Already, I feel like there was like a very similar tone, right? Like they have a very similar tone. Let's check it out. So this is Fight Song by Eve. How many subtitles turned on? We do. How to Eat Life. They were listening to How to Eat Life. And now they're turned around to Fight Song. Wow, oh my god, again, like these visuals are so good. Holy hell, I could watch again a whole show about this whole movie with these visuals. I like calling the chess pose. Look at gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And look at this little one. If I can't look at adorable, adorable. And they're like hiding from people. As long as there's somewhere I can feel useful. So is that like the idea, like before we go into any other change up here, is that the idea where it's like, hey, like, yeah, like we're relying on each other maybe too much, but like at least like I feel something. At least I'm feeling like there's something here. It's like, yeah, it's probably not healthy for us to constantly just like be relying on each other, but like at least there is something. Beautiful visuals again. Risking my life on a prayer. Never come again. This chorus is beautiful as well, by the way. And oh my god, that's so cool. To hell with common sense. Beautiful vocals as well. How can like there's so much blood and so much gore, but still it's like the prettiest blood and gore I've seen in my life. Does that make sense to you guys? Like it's still the prettiest blood and gore I've ever seen. Really hail me. So they also talked about the idea of like how do I say it? They talked about the idea of like looking towards the future and all this stuff and like fighting for the future. And I wonder if there is that case where it's like, hey, it's like, yeah, like all the stuff that happened in the past is dark. All the stuff that's happening now is dark, but like I still want to be able to like feel something and go towards something at least. Great outfit as well, by the way. Great music. It's just the music is so slick as well. Bless the nights I can't afford to complain. The lyrics are so interesting. Again, look at these visuals. I just want to. So again, it's like the idea, like again, the idea of like I don't want anything special. I don't want anything bigger than it is. I like again, I understand that relying on each other all the time is not like the most healthy thing in the world. And even saying like, you know, hey, yes, it's like yes, there's like some things that are like, if I die now, like the line, if I die now, it's a sick. I don't mind, but it's a sick joke anyway. It's kind of like, it's like, yeah, like I've accepted the idea of death, but still, that'd be so freaking cruel to like kill me now when I'm just finding something that maybe like I might be able to get me through the days as well. It's like I just want to live a normal life. It's like I'm not looking for anything special. I just want to live a normal life. Look at this design here. I love this character, the main character's design though, a lot. So much. I would, again, like I said, I'd watch it. Who's that? The bass as well? I'd watch a full show about this. He's so cool. He's so cool. But he's getting the absolute shite out of him. And this girl's like been taken by these monsters as well. But I don't know if you can call them monsters because a lot of people in this town like look that way. Again, it's like, hey, like let's just dream anyway, even though it's like... Oh my god. Wait, so she's the... She's the dragon from the first video? That is... that is insane. I did not know... Look at that, look at this dragon by the freaking clothes as well. Get him, get him. Fight song. Am I interpreting that right, that she is the dragon? Oh, it's not over. I was thinking like, because I knew it was like a 5-minute song. We're going to see some more stuff here, which worries me. Okay, so where's the camera? Open it. Oh, they're doing it like, oh, like bloopers. That's so sick. That's such a good idea. And like picking it back up. That's such a good idea. That's such a care to detail. You're so cool. The spray painting as well is such a nice touch. Oh my god, I want to see a full story about these two. So cool. So freaking cool. I'm in love. I'm absolutely in love with this. Smile? It's like a directive? Always finding it hard to smile? Take 136. That's how hard it is for him to smile. Very, very interesting to me. It's difficult, obviously, like, you know, I'm not going to get the interpretations right all together all the time, but it seems like in How to Eat Life, there was maybe this idea that this person that was following him around the place, I'm looking back on this now here, two vastly different songs with different tones, like, you know, but it seems that dragon that he was following around, or maybe like trying to follow around, or maybe following him around, and maybe it was like that girl. I could be wrong. It seems that way because then he bit into like the dragon at the end of this as well. And he's like, but he's eating it as well though. That's the thing though. Maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm interpreting that completely wrong. Because it seems like what he's saying about this girl, at least in the music video, is like, hey, like we depend on each other. It's not just you depending on me. And in the end, it's like, yeah, like it's a bit dangerous, but like at least like, you know, we have something to feel. So both of them were super, super interesting back to back. So I'm wondering how Like I again, if you want to like, you know, tell me how like if I'm interpreting it like in a different way, like maybe give your ideas of it as well, it will help me out quite a bit. I just know that the visuals are incredible. The music is really awesome. I would watch a full show about this character. It's such an interesting world that they tell just like from you know a 9-minute interval of like 2 songs. How I'm able to like get such like a vastly different experience from both songs here. And not only that, but just like then just get like a full, like not a full picture, but like try to get a full picture. They're trying to tell a full picture from this as well. A connected world is always cool between music videos and stuff like that. Coheed and Cambria, my favorite band, does that where they tell like stories through whole albums of just like one story. And I really appreciate that all the time. I love Coheed and Cambria. I might even show you a Coheed and Cambria video at the end of this if you guys would like to see it. You know, my favorite band, if you would like to see their new song, I could totally put that at the end of this, maybe if I remember. Yeah, so how to eat life and then fight song. So it's like, show me how to like get through life. And then it's like, I will fight for life, right? It's like, we're going to fight and then I have to learn how to actually like get through life is what I'm getting from this. But yeah, beautiful visuals, so slick, so cool, such good music. I really enjoyed this. So thank you so much, Kuva and Zevi, for sending in this. It was awesome to see. Thank you. The next video is sent in by S. Minako, and I saw this hilarious animatic at the chair. Is Linny gay or European? I am European.
There, right there. Look at that tan, well-tinted skin. Look at the killer shape he's in. Look at that slightly stubbly chin. Oh, please, he's gay. Totally gay.
I'm not about to celebrate. Every trait could indicate a totally straight expatriate. This guy's not gay, I say not gay. That is the elephant in the room. Well, is it relevant to assume?
Well, I'm just saying he gave me a flower. So all I'm saying is that he gave me a flower that's about love and compassion. I'm just saying. Okay? Let me put this to bed. I love the artwork as well. It's really pretty, actually.
But look at his coiffed and crispy locks.
Look at his silk translucent socks.
There's the
I always thought them as tights, but yeah, they're really nice.
What are we seeing?
Is he gay or European?
I love that he stopped like that's like a piece of evidence that he brought up that was actually very important. Can I help you? No way.
To guarantee, is he gay or European? Well, hey, don't look at me.
You see, they bring their boys up different in those charming foreign
What the hell?
They play peculiar sports
In shiny shirts and tiny shorts.
True. True.
The answer could take weeks. They both say things like ciao bello while they kiss you on both cheeks.
Oh, please.
Gay or European, so many shades of gray. Depending on the time of day, the French go either way. Is he gay or European?
Who is it? What's the original song of this?
Look at that condescending smirk.
I love that Liddy's just literally standing here as they're all judging him for this as well.
That is a metro-hetero jerk. That guy's not gay. I say no way.
That is the elephant in the room. Well, is it relevant to presume that a hottie in that costume?
The hottie in the costume. And he's loving it as well. Nobody gave me a flower.
I think his chest is waxed.
But they bring their boys up different there. It's culturally diverse. It's not a fashion curse.
If he wears a kilt or bears
I know what to draw here. Just look at him. Yeah, he's so sweet.
or just exotic, I still can't crack the code.
Yeah, his accent is hypnotic, but his shoes are pointy-toed.
Huh? Gay or European?
Linny's loving it. Linny's like, oh, guess. Keep guessing.
But if he turns out straight, I'm free at 8 on Saturday.
Is he gay or European? Gay or European? Gay or European?
Wait a minute. Give me a chance to crack this guy. I have an idea.
Oh, Furina's gonna try and do something.
The floor is yours.
So, Mr. Argitakos, this alleged affair with Ms. Wyndham has been going on for
2 years.
And your first name again is?
Nikos.
And your boyfriend's name is?
Carlos. I sorry, I misunderstand. You say boyfriend, I thought you say best friend. Carlos is my best friend.
You bastard! Lying bastard!
And it's us. It's
For
us.
you no more. He bust. I have a big
Eyebrows beautiful, by the way.
This man is gay and European. And neither is his place. You gotta stop your being a completely closet case. It's me, not her, he's seeing. No matter what he say, I swear he never, ever, ever swing the other way. You are so gay, you big parfait, you flaming one man. I'm straight. You were not yesterday.
Look at the flower, the flower.
I'm proud to say he's gay.
So they found out he's gay and European.
Fine, okay, I'm
was like, I'm get like I like that was again. I get so like enamored of, I guess, just because of like the videos themselves are like so like they're so like fun to watch, and then sometimes I just forget that there's an ending sometimes as well, like, you know, and like obviously like sometimes I go to pause and I'm like, oh, it's almost the end anyway, so I won't pause. But yeah, like it's like obviously not like some big discussion we can have about that either, like, you know, it's like I think like it's very not as much up in the air, the idea of like Lynn giving us that flower, you know, especially like with the interpretation of what the flower is, I suppose. It's just a very sweet moment as well. I love in this video that Liddy's just like kind of loving this, but maybe they're more oblivious to everyone just talking about them. And it is so true. It's like everyone's just like so freaking enamored by them that they're just like, they want to know if they even have a chance. I think it's what they're interpreting here as well. Next video, thank you so much for sending it. That was like really cute to see. And by the way, that like I think like it was really well animated. I want to say as well, because I always like when we have comedy stuff, it's hard to always focus on everything else, but like really well animated as well. Not animated, but like really well like drawn. I love the interpretations drawn. Like even the eyebrows on our character were great. Like you can always tell who the characters are, but also is in their own style. The next video is sent in by Xiaolao, and it is the Kagami Rin.Len Tale of Abandonment. This is a series I've been watching on Robo Reacts for a bit now, and it's been pretty interesting to see some very dark stuff that's gotten, you know, very, very dark as time has gone on. But still, it's so interesting to actually see how these are kind of like, I guess, in I guess how the story like has made us feel disgusted at times, and like has made us feel sad at times, and has made it just so interested to see how things are to be going forward. Let's check it out. So this takes place after the MA Survival Clockwork Lullaby, but mostly after events of Moonlit Bear. CC needed on. Horror events will transpire. Let's check it out. I think I have CC already on, but I could check. Yes. Insane moonlight. Mother. And it's the twins as well, right? Oh my god, I'm thinking that this is gonna be like something good for them. Is God waiting for us beyond this point? So they're leading them somewhere where they believe that it's probably like something better for themselves? We understood the whole truth though. The music's really neat, that little beat in the music there. Interesting, a really cool chorus, like Hansel and Gretel. And now, is this an interpretation of the idea of like Hansel and Gretel, or are they like obviously they're not like directly Hansel and Gretel, but it's the idea that they're on their own in the forest, right? And probably like, you know, susceptible to all the dangers that are in the forest. Looks like a telephone for a second, but it's actually, I think, like a glass or something? Yeah, glass bottle. I thought it was like an iPhone for a second. The witch's house. So it is kind of like Hansel and Gretel. Yeah. Don't touch him. How about that? Let's attack the evil witch? She's evil? Oh, well, I guess like she is evil in the story, right? And say, Mother, please praise me. Oh my god. And there's Rosie happy they defeated the evil witch here as well. Like there's so like again, it's like the idea of like, hey mom, look, we did good. Jesus Christ. I don't know where you lived. This is a horrible like way of looking at things. A real mother or father. Such a weird thing because again, it definitely is. Okay, it's almost over again. Like I think they are like doing an interpretation of like the idea of like what. Sorry, I didn't mean to pause it. It just went into the menu thing there. Of like of Hansel and Gretel, but it's through the twins' life and story, I suppose. There's 45 of these, by the way. I didn't realize that. But no, it's really interesting to me because I didn't know that this is how like they also did interpretations from the perspective of like a I guess like of a character that like, or two characters in a fairy tale as well that's like outside. I know they had like fairy tale stuff like they had like, you know, like the idea of like apples like Adam and Eve, like not that it's a fairy tale, it's more of like a biblical story. But you know, like it is like they are different stories or take from different stories, the idea of a different story, like come and bring into their own characters too. Yeah, another very dark tone to this, a very interesting way of looking at this, the idea of like wanting praise for killing the witch. Super interesting to me. Thank you for sending in, inshallah. I'm not always like sure what's happening in those, but in that case, like it was actually like a very it just felt very uneasy for the whole time, especially with like the idea of like kids being so good or okay with killing the witch, I suppose is the way I look at it. Yeah. Thank you. Some more Fate. Not much to say. I did in my message. Let's check it out. Yeah, this is something we like thought about like honestly getting into more of, just because like, and like I'm definitely still leaning towards it because again like right now I'm like still watching Noragami and like trying to get through Vinland Saga as well, while rewatching The Sopranos and Haiku. So there's a lot of stuff on my plate right now. This girl's character design is so sick to me. I mean, it's just because I have like an affinity towards like jet black haired characters sometimes. Maybe that's it. I actually love it so much. Interesting seeing the personalities on display as well, right? Oh god, we're getting some elevation in the music now again. Beautiful night sky. That was a slick design. No, yeah, she's so cool. She's so freaking cool. That's on me as well, in his hands. Beautiful vocals. And these just seem like they're like ordinary characters as well. Like they're not characters with powers or anything like. But she's in a school there. There's a lot of like aggressive, and I mean I don't mean this in a jokey way. There's a lot of like aggressive like wins as well, right? I almost feel like, you know, like everything's like passing them by super quickly as well. Like everything's like so aggressive sometimes in this. Like like it's so aggressive. Winds always signify change, but yeah, it's. Another very interesting Fate State Night Rialta Nua Fate OP, and I love watching an anime OP because like it's an art form in itself, like creating a good anime OP, because it's not always something that people are just like, you know, generally good at, I suppose is the way to look at it. But in this case, I do feel like it is a case of like they are definitely like really good at this, and like for me, like a good anime OP has stuff like this where like it doesn't show off too much, but it does show off stuff that like could hit that later on you can go back and be like, oh my god, of course that was gonna happen. But I think here they're trying to show off how good the characters look, how cool the characters are, some of the moments that you could get in here as well, but the music as well, like, you know, really made it feel like there was like a lot of emotion behind it, like a lot of like somber emotion at the start, but like there's also like a very like I don't know if there was like subtitles in that as well. I want to see as well, because if there was, I'm gonna feel terrible. No, there wasn't. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. There was like a very like an aggressiveness to the later parts of it, but then they also interlaced it with like some like very cool like somber like shots of like whether like be them looking off in the distance or some happier shots with people just smiling. So it is like this stuff where there's gonna be like a whole range of emotion that happens in this, and I think they're showing off very well in this. Thank you so much for sending in, Solvix. The next video is sent in, and it's first of all it's called Sitar Tan Official MV La Vega. Oh, it's another La Vega. Okay, cool. So it's from Cosmic Catloaf, and they sent in the video for La Vagalette. So here's one with the Chinese version of the song. Very cool. Let's go. Beautiful studio. Oh my god. Give me it now. I want this studio. Such an I thought it, like, when I saw like how many like Vagalette songs were, there was like a thing in me where I was like, it's like, oh my god, that's like a lot. Like, and like I even made a joke where I was like, hey, if I'm not into this by the end of it, like, you know, that's your own fault. But I think like there's just something like, everyone, I hear the opening part here, the dun dun, like it takes me back instantly. There's nothing that's like tiring at all about this. It's incredible. Like, hear this? That, it's like instantly I'm like back in that scene. And that happens like again, like with like, how many times have we heard Genshin tracks so many times? And like, if it's a good video game track, right? If it's a good video game track, whatever, it's NieR, Tekken. I have heard the NieR Replicant overworld music 1,000 times maybe. And I've heard the Devil and Popola theme as well 1,000 times. And every single time I could hear countless covers. And that's what's so good about the music in Genshin as well. I could hear countless covers and not be upset. Incredible stuff. Oh wow, the presence. Gorgeous tone. Oh my god. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's so nice. God. And you know what's so great about this as well is that like the energy is still there. Like the energy of the like song that we already love dearly is not, it's not gone. There's not like, doesn't change anything. Cause again, that's why I think the direction, like when it comes to like some stuff, whether it be like not just the direction, but like the way that Genshin is done is that like it's like almost like universal across languages, and you can hear in some of the like whatever you cover, or whether it be like in a different language, whether it be a different voice acting, all of it, Genshin to me is like so universal that I feel like if you played a full like now obviously there is difference in translations. I've heard of this before. I'm not stupid. I know there is difference in translations. But what I'm saying is like you can understand kind of like the feelings of or like a song in Genshin or a cutscene in Genshin across different languages, like even a funny cutscene, whether it be Ito stuff, because like the personalities and the story itself is so well translated across like things, at least from what I've seen. I could be wrong, you know. Now I'm not saying with little things. I know, again, I'm just gonna nip this right now. I know little things change, right? I know little things definitely change. Because I know someone like will rightfully call me out, not call me out, that sounds so aggressive, will rightly say, like correct me, be like, actually, you know, translations change, because they do. And I had nice conversations with people about this before, but I just want to make sure that people know I'm not talking about like little things that change personalities, because that happens quite a bit in any game that's translated. You know what I mean? Sometimes that would, you once or twice you will have like something breakthrough in translation that's a bit, you know, different. But I'm just talking about like, you know, in terms of like the emotions behind stuff, I guess like it feels so universal to me, if that makes sense. I don't want anyone thinking I'm like just making a blanket statement across everything, if that makes sense, because I have recently even had some lovely conversations about like the Furina story quest as well with people about translations. Holy hell. Absolutely beautiful. It's just such a pretty song as well, like with the music as well. It's not just like the vocals, like the vocals are incredible, but like the music is so gorgeous. Wow. Seriously, wow. So gorgeous. Stunning. Stunning. And not only just like the vocals and the music as well, but can I say as well, like, you know, the way that like the room is made up, the way that the lighting is, like, even the way they like did the wind in her hair. And look, the emotions on this woman's face. Oh my God, she's fantastic. She's superb. Into my soul. Into my soul, are you kidding me? Into my soul. Really great stuff. Another fantastic way of looking at that song as well. Just absolutely beautiful. And like I said, like I just feel like, those scenes and those big cut scenes and those music as well, it just feels so universal with Genshin that like everyone can kind of feel the same way, how they make you feel. Not feel exactly the same, because everyone's have their own like emotions towards it, but I still feel those emotions even if in different language. Even with a different vocalist, I still feel those same emotions. That's what I love about music, and especially music in video games like Genshin, where it does feel very universal. Beautiful setting, beautiful music. I love the emotion behind this woman's voice and the emotion in her face as well. She did such a fantastic job of this. It's so nice to me. It's so nice seeing stuff like this, and I do appreciate people sending in stuff like this, especially in different language, because it's so amazing to me. It's so amazing to me that because I remember a while back, like in a more comedic sense, people were sending me like how different Ito sounds his song in like different language. No, it was how Ito sounds in his cutscenes in different languages, and I love the way that like Ito is universally understandable across different languages. It meant the world to me, because like I just know that Genshin just has such a good direction with a lot of stuff like that. It's so cool to see this stuff. Thank you so much for sending in. That was Cosmic Cat Love. Really, really appreciate it. The next video is sent in by Hiyori, and it says it's time to hear what Neuvillette talk about the Archons. Yes, let's go. We heard him talk about. We haven't heard talking about. We haven't heard Neuvillette talk about Archons at all, actually.
That I have spent living among the citizens of Fontaine and traveling with you has transformed my views.
Oh, same.
Even though before this I had pardoned the sins of humanity long ago, I can promise you that my future judgments will not cause any harm to the common folk. That being said, my grievances with the usurpers have yet to be settled.
Oh, wow.
They owe a debt of blood that
oh my
shall
God.
not be forgotten. Nothing will stop me from rendering judgment on each of the seven. As the Archon who won the authority of
Holy hell.
Deus Ori must be called to trial.
Jesus.
If one does not wish to see us on opposite sides of a conflict, they need not worry, for I intend to stay in Fontaine for the foreseeable future.
Okay, foreseeable
Could well
future?
mean another 400 years. As another point of consolation, even when the trial eventually takes place,
yeah,
it is still not a given that the judgment will lead to a physical confrontation.
This is like
as a survivor of the dragon race who has regained my full dragonhood, I must fulfill my oaths and obligations, even if it means returning all the water in the oceans back to the heavens. In taking the authority of Electro, the Narukami placed herself on the list of the usurpers.
Oh my...
She will... Oh... You say she has isolated herself in the plane of Euthymia, and now rarely appears in public. Then I shall pay her a visit in another few centuries.
Jeez, he is like determined. He's like, hey, just a few centuries from now, I'll do it. I'll do it.
To judge all of the seven in turn, even if the sky should fall and the ground give way. As the recipient of the authority of Animo, the god of breeze and hope must also stand trial. He spends most of his time
oh no, he's on the ground.
Drunkard. Well, even so, I must meet him for myself and proceed from there.
No, you're gonna love him. He's amazing. No, not Nihida.
On trial, I must commend the god of verdure on her sense of responsibility.
There we go.
Few things are without flaws in this world.
Yeah.
But the devotion and benevolence she displays are a testament to her
Okay,
commitment to
we got something going.
I felt enormous regret when I learned of the mistreatment she has endured
of
over the
course.
past 500 years.
Of course.
Now the curtain has finally fallen on her performance. The character she portrayed was an imaginary one, yet in playing that role, she fulfilled her duties. Though she is meek and full of doubt by nature, she was able to use madness to stiffen her resolve.
Holy hell.
See her duty through to its conclusion.
He understands her so well.
The work that she has done over the centuries is truly immense.
Yeah.
If she were to ever make a return to the stage, I should personally attend the performance and give her my heartfelt applause.
Were you there? Were you there?
Yes, I must do so when the opportunity arises.
Incredible stuff. No, because that last line with Furina like meant the most. Because obviously we can talk about the idea that Neuvillette generally wants to get revenge for the sovereign dragons and go against the usurpers, right? That's totally understandable. But what I think is just so interesting to me about Neuvillette's voice lines as well is that like he understands Furina so well. He respects Nihida quite a bit, and especially Nihida was trying to like make amends for like all the past and stuff like this as well. Even though like it wasn't even her place to do so. But with like Ai and Zhongli, he's like, and Venti, he's like, I'm going to beat these guys up. And then he finds out a little bit about them. And he's like, oh my god. I think Neuvillette and Zhongli would be a fight to behold. I think it'd be incredible. Even though I don't want them to fight. Maybe kiss? No. The other thing that was really interesting with the Furina voice lines, he talked about how she used madness. Once again, yeah, she did. At one point, she was crying and she didn't even notice. That is like, sorry, but that's your mind being gone. That's your mind being disconnected to some parts of your body. That's your body doing stuff without you even realizing it. And the fact that he knows her so well is such like, it's so sweet. But at the same time, it's also like, it's so sad because like, I'm sure he like wishes to look back on some of the stuff that he thought about originally. And like, as we all do, we've seen it before. It happened with all of us, like when we talk to people. But it's really interesting to see how like he interprets her now. Compared to how he did interpret her, if that makes sense. And also like how he talks about the other gods as well. I love the little sweet lines about Venti and Venti being drunk on the ground. And we're just like, he's a bit of a drunk. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Thank you so much for sending Hoir. It's always cool to see that because it opens up a whole new thing for me. It really does. It really, really does. So thank you. The next video sent in by Stereoscopy, and it says, hey, I changed my mind about... Oh, no, sorry, we won't look at that. Here's a Star Rail trailer for the character Rappa. I thought you'd like her. Let's take a look. So already, the music is such a... Who is this? With all these monkeys around? Is she speaking to all the machines? It's like graffiti, isn't it? Oh my god, she's doing a full DJ set. Are you kidding me? The visuals are so cool. No, she's so slick. She's so slick. Yeah, she's awesome. She's pretty freaking sick. Is she doing graffiti as well, or is she just throwing paint bombs? It's like she's adding color to like the black and white world. It's so interesting. It's like I've never seen anything like this in a MiHoYo game so far. What the hell? For what I see for trailers, of course, as well. But as always with a MiHoYo character, there's always like a... What the hell? The music is really sick too. What is this thing like? Oh, she's surfing down the freaking building as well. This is like so over the top, but it works just because of like the music in the background as well, right? Like it's so like violently colorful at times here. Like it's like the very violent, vibrant colors. But I guess like the black and white also works too. I won't pause it just yet here. Oh my god, it's like a freaking game. I can't get over how the music just feels like a song I would hear like if I was in like a nightclub or something. With our Star Rail characters too. See, what genuinely felt like there as well with the Rappa trailer is that, like I said, like it was over the top, but it was grounded by the black and white aspects of stuff as well. And it felt like it was like, oh, wow, we need to put color into this. The DJ sets were so cool because they don't need, again, nothing needs to be always grounded, but I think sometimes it's fun to ground stuff as well. I think the music as well, like it fit the idea of like adding color, like very fast, vibrant colors, like all around the place, shooting it around the place. And the music made it seem like it was almost like a like it was almost like accompanying like every... I don't know, that sounds so weird to say like with a trailer because that's what they always do with Honkai trailers or with Genshin trailers, but I still like to call it out, the aspect of like how the music just like blankets the whole freaking motions in the trailers to make them like just that much more appealing. The idea of like a character like being able to like be one with the music in their trailer, and that's so well on display here with this Rappa trailer. Her name is Rappa. Like actual like Rappa. How do people interpret this character? So I guess like Honkai is just a completely different game from Genshin because this is just straight up like it's straight up just like a DJ who's spray painting the world. Very, very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. And it's called No Dazzle No Break is the trailer, by the way, which is really interesting to me. Really interesting. I can't wait to get into Honkai. I really can't. The next video sent... Oh, thank you for that, by the way. It's always really cool seeing like Honkai stuff, especially Stereoscopy. It's really cool seeing Honkai stuff, especially since like, you know, when we get into a few months, like obviously like we're going to stop watching trailers completely. In fact, we might, you know, I think, you know, I don't want to set a hard date, but we probably will do it like, you know, maybe January or something like that. Just because like for me, like obviously like, and that's the same as well. I know people are gonna be like a little bit upset by that, but like I don't like playing games. The way I play games on channels, we don't watch trailers for stuff before we get into everything. We did it with Lazo because it's a bit different. We just don't do that, and that's the way the channel goes. Really, obviously with the Honkai, I feel Star Rail. I feel like by the time we get into the game, it's gonna be a completely different mindset. All these trailers I've seen before, the context is not gonna be there. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to watch like for example, didn't want to watch a Zing Show trailer when I was going to meet Zing Show within like a month, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I think it makes perfect sense. Yeah. The next video is sent in by Emerald and was made by Emerald. It's the all-devouring narwhal battle themes. Let's check it out. Which there were some cool themes. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Music is gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. And again, it has like an imposing feeling on it where like something's coming, right? Even though you know what's... And it feels like pre-danger almost, but still feels like you're about to be in danger. Do you hear it? It's like, yeah, it's like pre-danger. It's like something's about to happen. Like, look at that. That is one of the most imposing moments in the history of Genshin, guys. Was seeing this for the first time. It was so imposing. They're just absolutely terrifying. Just beautifully made as well. It's gorgeous. Even now, like I look at this freaking narwhal and the music in the background, my heart is like racing. It's racing. Even now that I know I'm personally safe. Oh my god, it's so good. And again, shattering through different worlds. Beautiful stuff. Look at that, look at that! Such a really good track. Such a good track. Glorious. I'm sorry, I was stunned again there for a second here, like, but just such a glorious freaking track. They really made it feel like the build up to danger was there in the song, and then the danger just popped out, right? And then like it went full on. Like it feels like a dangerous song. It feels like you were in trouble. It feels like this is an otherworldly thing that is going to destroy you. This is terrifying to them coming in and out of the world. Like, it feels like almost like a hopeless tone, right? With this part here. Oh, and this as well. This felt like it was from a different universe. And, like, intentionally so, right? It felt like it was just a different song we ever really heard in most of Genshin. This whole battle felt like it was from a different place. It felt like it was made to make us feel uncomfortable. You hear this? Like again, it's uncomfortable. It's not. We don't hear. It's not supposed to stop. You know. We don't want it to stop. We want the music to flow. It felt like time was stopping. It felt like the world was stopping around us. I have chills thinking about it. The little drum beat as well. And the build-up as well. And it's crazy that it builds up just again, it's all to make us feel uncomfortable. It builds up just to slow down a little bit again. Right? I think it's an intentionally uncomfortable song. That still sounds so sick. But it has an intention behind it and it works so freaking well. Get him, Sujmin. It's made to make us feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel like this world is real. It doesn't feel like the song is real. It's like it's intentionally trying to make us feel weird, and I freaking think it's amazing. Really, really cool stuff. Thank you so much for sending in Emerald again, because again, like with the cutscene earlier with Pauline, we get to like have a whole different interpretation of what we saw. They're not a whole different, but we get to like appreciate it again and like take the time to listen to it without actually having my fingers moving with the controller constantly. You know what I mean? And I always appreciate that quite a bit. Really, really, really cool song. The first song I think is definitely meant to make you feel like you're in danger, but also like it's trying to lull you in a little bit. It's like, look, what's this mysterious thing that's happening? How terrifying is this? And it's like, this is terrifying. The second song is definitely made to make us feel uncomfortable. No doubt about it in my mind. Really good stuff. Let's check out. Thank you so much for sending in Emerald. We had a lot of songs. We love songs. The next video is sent in by Ali. And it is Pokemon Needs Voice Acting. It's another one of those videos which you watched before, which is really cool. Let's check it out. And spoilers, of course, for Scarlet and Violet, which is a fantastic game. Really fantastic.
Aw. Are you these three's trainer?
Not quite.
Huh?
They have yet to make their choice, you see. I do wonder which of them they will choose as their first Pokemon.
I'm wondering, was this video sent in before for Rome Reacts, or am I maybe not. Maybe not. I know, we'll watch it anyway, like, because it's always good to see this stuff again. Maybe I'm just like, I'm having like deja vu for some reason.
My Mastiff. You did your best, bud.
Do you see how good the idea of voice acting in Pokemon is? It like changes the game to the, and again, here's the thing, I love Pokemon. I love the story. I play games without voice acting. But I think now that the animations have gotten to a point they're so freaking good that accompanying them with a bit of voice acting would be good. It doesn't have to always be voice acting, just in the cutscenes.
Huh?
You don't have to spoil us with it all the time. Oh my god, see how good the animations are, how this works so well with this? It's so good.
I know, bud. Me too.
Like this story as well with voice acting. Oh my god, this is incredible.
Any second now?
I think the voice is perfect for her, by the way.
You are you ready for a battle between champions? 'Cause all these folks here seem ready to watch. Word got around, I guess.
Oh my god, so I'm just reliving this game. This is like my favorite Pokemon game. Like in terms of the story.
Person gathered here, I'm the most excited by a mile. The stage is set. It's my all-out power versus your strength in full fruition. Let's see who comes out on top.
Yeah, it's great stuff. You did great voice acting choice.
It's done.
We're done here. I think we should call it.
Yeah, and I think they did such a good job with these guys
Hold
too.
up. Are you saying we should break up the team? You gotta be joking.
We got carried away with Operation Star. Now everything's gotten out of hand.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you round up a bunch of bullies in the courtyard and make a show of learning.
Really, I should have turned on the subtitles. I was just listening to the voice acting. Sorry about that, guys.
We didn't do anything wrong.
Indeed. Merely did we declare
Yeah, just
our
for the cut,
intention to
it's I
battle
can't get over how
tooth
good
and
it is
nail
all the time.
Should the villains persist
It
in their
makes it so
tyrannous
good.
oppression.
And like I said before, now, I'll repeat what I said last time. It's not that it needs voice acting direly. It's not like I'm not going to play the next Pokemon game. I'm going to adore the next Pokemon game. I'll do all the voices for my next Let's Play for the Pokemon game. I'll do it myself. I have no problem doing it. You guys know I love talking. I love yapping. I'm a big yapper. It's more the case of, to me, I think that it would improve. I need to think. I am saying it would improve public perception, but like they don't care. Like they're one of the biggest games in the world. The Pokemon is the biggest earning franchise in the world, not just the games, like the whole world. Pokemon makes more money than like Star Wars even. Like it really does. I'm not even joking. Like the Pikachu bag is still the most popular school bag in the world. Like think of it that way. And that's a bag you can get in like every department. So you go to a Walmart, you probably get a Pikachu school bag. It's still the most popular school bag. And this is not me blowing smoke, by the way. This is like literally a person who does trends, like Matt Piscatella. He follows all these trends. He follows all the trends of video game companies and revenue shares. Still to this day, one of the most popular school bags in the world. The most popular school bag in the world is in terms of characters on school bags, not just school bags in general, but in terms of characters on school bag, is Pikachu. Like think of how much money they're making. They probably do not care. They care about the games. I'm sure they do because like I love the games. Like they care about the story, but I'm saying they probably don't care about like people complaining about no voice acting, just being honest.
It's a bloodless victory, we assure you.
Yeah, they didn't even send out their Pokemon. They
This
just
voice is
blubbered
great.
and apologized a whole lot. Our outfits must have spooked them good.
But the bullies made a huge stink about what went down. And they all ended up leaving the academy. Our plan backfired epically. There's no way we're getting off scot-free.
I guess you're right. This little stunt might have put us up the creek.
I'll fix this mess on my end. Just leave it to me.
Okay.
What are you saying?
I'm the one who started Team Star. I dragged you all into this. So I'll take responsibility for everything.
Oh, noble and kind.
I want to know what you guys think of this, by the way, because I feel like I yap about how like I would definitely want this for cutscenes, but I don't know, like for Pokemon fans, do you want this?
You cannot.
I think a lot of people in the comments all want this as well.
Going to school again.
Oh yeah? And what about you?
I can't go back.
Why? There's no reason for you to stay shut in your room anymore, right?
All I can say to you guys is thanks.
Oh my god, see this moment again
Never
as
met
well.
in person. You were all so kind to me.
Stop it right there, BB. Why are you talking like we'll never speak again?
I need to go take care of some things.
Prithee, speak to us. What is thine intent?
Hey, big boss!
I never know how good the voices for this character. It works so well, and the excitement as well. And they're right there.
Bye-bye, guys.
Yeah, I think I might have, this video might have been sent in at the start of the year. I have a vague recollection. As I always say, guys, I want to make it clear that when it comes to, oh, here's the voices, by the way. Sorry, it was covered up by the thing anyway. Yeah. I want to say that, like, when it comes to, like, Roma Reacts, as I said, like, this week we're watching 36 videos, I think it is. Like, and on average, we watch 20 videos every week for a whole year. Like I said, to say the average, as I always say, we watch 80 videos a month. So if I forget some stuff I've seen before, it's not a matter of me not paying attention. It's more of a matter of me, it's more of a matter of me, like, watching 80 videos a month. And now even more. I'd say now it's probably like 120 videos on Roma Reacts a month. It's a little bit later in the night. For some reason, just the part where I discussed what I actually thought of the video got a little bit jumbled up, so I'll just say it here. So sorry if I'm a bit quiet. But because it is almost like 11 p.m. But I will say that I think that the Pokemon with voice acting thing to me is something that like is always really interesting to see because it always like brings up feelings of like stuff that I think could happen. It looks very good. It's something that never like disappoints just because they always use like really good voice actors as well. And I find that the Pokemon games, while I don't think they need voice acting, because I will enjoy them nevertheless, usually, especially with Scarlet and Violet was so good. I really think if it had voice acting, I think it would like alleviate some of like the pressure from a lot of like critiques that it has sometimes. Cause like you see with the voice acting with the cutscenes, it makes them so dynamic and stuff, especially with the cool updated animations and all that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Sorry about this. Thank you so much for that, by the way, Ali. We're definitely bad with it. I think it's because I switched to my phone for the freaking the introductions. The introductions are bad today, guys. I'm doing really bad with this. You know what? I should be fired. That's what should happen. The next video is sent in by Felicious Felix, and I've been waiting to send in this one. It's a mix of NieR Automata's theme park. Oh my god. Let's go. NieR is one of my favorite things in the world. So freaking pretty. So pretty. What a crossover, by the way, when we were just talking about NieR and Genshin earlier on. Holy freaking hell. So freaking good. Oh my. It's so spine tingling. So incredible. Like, it just inspires so much awe. It's beautiful. Like, both, I think like Genshin and NieR, like for me, like along with like, you know, Persona as well, like I think like those games, like in terms of like their music to me, like in terms of like I guess just like I'd hear saying, I could say like when I say that, I always say that it's like these games individually. It's like, oh wait, what this game. But I guess like, you know, the games that are in my top 10 favorite games, whether it be the Resident Evil stuff or NieR or Genshin or Persona. Or like nowadays, like it's just like it just feels like it haunts me in a good way. Where like I'll listen to it and like I just go into a euphoric state sometimes. I went back to Sumeru the other day just to collect some stuff, and I remember just listening to the music and like I nearly cried, like I legitimately nearly cried, and that's so weird. Like just to have that feeling already, you know. Holy freaking hell. This is perfect. This is just perfect. Like, I'm stunned. I'm stunned by how good this is. My lord. My lord. I am like smiling from ear to ear right now. I thought there was a shadow on the face. It's not. Oh my god, it's the freaking face guard. Are you kidding me? I need to put in NieR Automata again. Glorious. Freaking glorious. It's stunning. It's just all stunning. Like, I'm sitting here, like, in awe over what they're able to do with this stuff. Again, it was two of my favorite freaking franchises now. Obviously, I'm a NieR replicant head. I always have been, but... so good. Holy hell. Oh my god. Glorious. Really glorious. I'm so impressed with what they were able to do here. Really, really good stuff. Yeah, no, like that's one of those things that like I'm just so shocked that even someone thought of doing it. You know what I mean? Someone even thought of like the idea of like being able to do that is so amazing to me and so impressive to me. Like it's so appreciated when, again, I talk about this as so much time to the point that people are like, okay, Calvin, we get it. But it is like this thing of like really the fan base of these games, whether it be, we saw with the Pokemon stuff earlier, we saw like with other games as well, that was like, whether it be One Shot or Genshin or Danganronpa, like fans of games keep games alive. And here they're making us feel things after we even go on from we move on from the games we've already played. There is this feeling when it comes along with this stuff that I really feel like I am like either back in the world or I'm feeling so new emotions already. And the fans really keep that alive for me, hearing this stuff again. And like, I'm the type of person, I think you guys are like this too, where I look up a song and I'm like, oh my God, this song from the game is so beautiful. And it just takes you right back there again. But in this case, it has a whole new emotions, whole new feelings about it as well, especially since like, there is that like performance aspect when it comes to NieR Automata's, like theme park and stuff like this as well. Which did feel very sad as well. It feels kind of like similar to like the idea of a performance being sad. Thank you so much, Felix, for sending in. It's so cool to see stuff like that. Really cool. The next video is sent in by Primo Hiko, as I'm looking forward to all the future Rome Reacts submissions now that you've completed Fontaine's Archon quest. Thank you for the 5.5-hour video of Act 5, by the way. I really enjoyed your playthrough. Primo Hiko, thank you so much. You guys make it so worthwhile. Here's a video I've been looking forward to submit. And it's Hoir Fair, Furina, All the World's a Stage. Let's check it out. Subtitles on. So for it. So for it. You are lovely. We love you. Oh my God, I love her so much. I love her so much. Oh, she's creeped into my... This is gorgeous. This is so gorgeous. Smile and play your part. Oh, those sweet cheese. Oh my God. I will die. I will die for Furina. I will die for you. Laughter's humanity's preserve. Furina, look at this world. How beautiful is it? And now she gets to be... Oh, that's such a lovely hat. That's so pretty. And of course, she's very timid and scared. A proper interpretation by this is gorgeous by the colors. A proper interpretation of Furina. She is very jumpy. She is very scared. She, at the sign of like anyone, like, like a bit of conflict, there is like a bit of like like we saw this throughout the whole Archon quest. It's there in plain sight. And it's like whenever she's like met with like kind of resistance, she was always like a bit scared of like, blowing her cover and like, or in many ways like of like understanding that she is mortal and she can't just defend herself in many ways as well. Which is why it's so beautiful that when she became mortal, we saw her like, talking to that troop in a very commanding way. And so when I saw that, like, even there, I was so proud of her being able to do this. Because, factually so from before that, she was a very timid character who had the shell of a very confident character. You know what I mean? Laugh it off, friend of. You don't need to anymore. Oh, that cake. I'll never forget the color of that cake. Oh my God, she's a sweetheart. She's a freaking sweetheart. I swear to God, anyone hurts her, I will go mad. This is a beautiful song as well. Oh God, she's a sweetheart. She's so sweetheart. I was gonna pause, we're all near the end anyway. I'll always be here forever and tomorrow. Oh no, and then we get to this stuff. Again, she's so, no, I have to, she was so fragile. Like she was. Like the thing is, like we saw that like at a moment's notice. I don't think she could have taken another like 10 years of that. She was so ready to break, and and again, she's so strong, by the way. I want to make that clear, but I also want to make it clear that if anyone does like break in those moments, that doesn't mean you're weak, by the way. Anyone who would go through something like that, like you were strong for going through it for a week, for a day, like insane stuff. Oh, there's Focalor finally setting Furina free. Oh my God, the two dolls. Can I say as well, like one of the most amazing things about that whole story, before we get into how beautiful, because you know how beautiful this is. This is gorgeous. It's so cool seeing Furina go around the place, her living her life, but she's still sad when she goes home. When she goes home alone, that's when she's at her most self. She's crying alone by herself, which is so horrible to even think about. But she is. It's just the truth. She is crying alone at home by herself. It's not nice. It's not nice to think about, but it is the truth. And it's so sad. It's so sad to think about. But like, I even thought Furina was going to die during that. I thought they were going to kill her or something. Like, I was like, oh my God, they're going to kill her. You probably even see in the video, I was like, oh, they're going to kill her. But they didn't in the end. No, it's just so freaking horrible to think about. It is. But that beautiful scene there, what they showed there was like Furina was so wanted to see the world. She always wanted to see what the world was like. She always wanted to see... sorry, I said the world's all the world's off stage. By the way, I said a stage. That's wrong. The way, because it's even a way better way to interpret it. The idea of all the world's off stage is exactly what the video was. When you got off stage, she's now able to experience the world on the ground floor as she wanted to. How people's emotions are, how people act, how people react to other things. Really cool stuff to be able to see stuff like this. And it was just gorgeous. It was so gorgeous seeing Furina going around the place. It was so gorgeous seeing the different facial expressions. The love for people have for Furina, I have for Furina, is never ending. And like we saw there, I'm so glad that, like, you know, she's getting stronger and stronger with herself, because she was like in a very like fragile state. She definitely was. And so I'm very glad that we're able to see her to the point that she is now getting more and more confident in her consultant role and stuff like this. It means the world to me. Thank you so much, Primo Hiko, for sending in. That was awesome to definitely see, because again, after Act 5, I'm still a bit shaken, but we're getting through it. We're getting through it for sure. We're getting through it. Thank you. The next video is from Iopsy, and it's not sure if you've already listened to this, but it's one of my favorite anime OSTs. So it is Vo featuring Takeshi Saito. It's looks like it's Made in Abyss. I've heard of Made in Abyss. We'll talk about how much I've heard of it afterwards. Let's listen to this song for now. There's no subtitles. It's very quiet right now. Oh, it's building. Music by Kevin Penkin. I've definitely heard of Made of Abyss. I understand that it has a very sweet... Oh, wow. Am I right in saying it has a very sweet appearance to it, but when you get into it, it's a lot darker than you thought it would be? I could be wrong. Really pretty stuff. The voices give me chills, like a voice that surrounds you, like in a good way, right? Like it surrounds the whole room. The high notes as well. Yeah, it's just a beautiful voice. So pretty. So pretty. Like it's just like, again, the high notes like are something that I was never able to do when I, like my singing whenever I was in a band was always like very like the tone I'm at now was like a tiny bit higher, and like I let my voice just like kind of like rise itself up. I could never get to these points with the high notes. I did Screamo or this, or like what I just said, not this. This is just so beautiful to even like think about being able to do this. Gorgeous. Holy hell. Wait, that little change up as well. I'm sorry, I'm just listening to the song where this part here, it got a little bit faster, but like the... Like I'm always interested in those different change ups when it comes to like the speed and the tempo of a song, right? That changes for a second, and sometimes the tempo of the song doesn't change overall, but the voice changes, and it has a different feeling, a different vibe for the actual backing track, right? Oh my god, the music in the background's so beautiful. That's the stuff that when you're listening to it, like, holy hell, listen to it. You're like, you're watching the show and you get chills. You get chills. No, stop. I have chills now. Really, really pretty. No, because like it was like the focus was on the vocals for me for a while there. I was just like, the vocals are absolutely incredible. The vocals are so incredible. And then like they still are incredible, but then like the music in the background, like the way they changed up the music in the background, adding in like, you know, they were waiting for that moment, right? That you get that moment that happens in songs sometimes. Again, I'm not musically inclined, so I don't know what you would even call it. But like when all the instruments join in, right? It reminds me of like, you know, when like the drum beat comes in at the halfway through the song, it just adds so much to it and like, you know, changes the feeling of the song as well, right? And like this feels like all of the look feels a little bit darker. It also feels like, you know, it's one of those moments like you could see like in like in a show where, again, I'm just interpreting this like in my own mind, like I'm creating scenarios in my head. You ever do that when you listen to music? And I'm like, it's like, I wonder if it's like, you know, like it's the type of part of the song where like things feel like they're getting like a little bit more serious. This part here, right? Obviously, I can't see what actually would be happening in this moment, but it feels like it's getting more serious. So good. It's so freaking good. Holy hell. The music that's been sent into this episode is insane. It's insane. We should call this Music Reacts. Oh my god. What? What? That was such an interesting change up. Oh my god. Holy hell. Incredible. 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 I'm just so shocked. It's so beautiful. Like, I never even heard this soundtrack in my life. Stunning. Stunning. It's like I feel like I'm like getting overcome here. I'm getting overcome with music here. This is like one of my, like, I can't believe a song has jumped into like one of my favorite anime tracks ever. And it's my first time hearing it in Roma Reacts, you know? It's so sick. Like, without the context, it's so difficult. Stunning. It's like a synth in the background. I feel like I've been fed a meal. I feel like I've been fed several meals. I am full. Oh, it's all. I am full for days. I am full for days. I'm gonna watch Haikyuu later and like skip the intro. I am full. I would never skip the intro. I'm just joking. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful stuff. That's been shown here as well. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. I appreciate you guys sending this stuff in to me because it actually just like it really feels, and I'm gonna get emotional just think about this. It really feels like you guys share your personality with me some weeks, and obviously like some, you know, share your interests and share your loves, and to me that's absolutely incredible. And I'm so appreciative that you guys are willing to do that with me and willing to check out this stuff with me. It means the world to me. It really does. It means a lot. It really does mean a lot. That was so beautiful. There was like a really like it started off like just like very like, you know, it was building up, and then the voice was just beautiful. When the music all came in around it and surrounded it, it was just one of the most stunning things I've ever heard in terms of like an orchestral type music. The synth in the background was gorgeous. The way they changed things up every once in a while with like, you know, with the tempo with the voice. And in some cases they just added like even more of the background music. They added more and more and more, building it up in a way that like didn't feel like it was overbearing. It felt like we were seeing something. I felt like I was like there in some world. I couldn't see, obviously I couldn't see what was happening in my head, right? But I was thinking in my head, like, this is probably the moment when this probably happens. Like, it's a fearful moment. It's a scary moment. It's a sad moment. It's a moment where, like, that felt hopeful at first. And I loved hearing stuff like that. I really do. The music of this was just, like, again, like I said, stunning, beautiful. They did such a good job with this. They really did. One of the most beautiful anime songs I've heard in my life, you know? And the thing is, like, we always hear, like, very, very, like, slick anime songs, very, like say like, you know, like Solvix sent in something from Fate today that was so cool to listen to, so beautiful to listen to. The same with other anime ones we've heard, like card collector stuff. Like I've been so into that stuff as well. But I feel like it's different, right? It's like this is a very haunting tone that's not like an OP. An OP song has to hit a different tone with you than it does with a part of a soundtrack, right? Because like you can't just you can play the OP song, but like say like if I'm watching Fate or if I'm watching something like this, it's a different tone, right? When I'm watching Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, that song like that plays at the start like hits me every single time, right? But obviously it's different from my feelings when I watch the anime intro, which also I'm like getting hit by, right? It's like two different like real things that go along with this stuff as well. I'm so glad that like again between everyone sending in their anime songs or anime intros, it's the first time we've even really had like not the first time we had an anime OP, because we've had like an anime song, we've had outros and intros before as well, like with the JoJo stuff as well, and they all like bring up these different emotions. This like haunted me. This like made me feel like so many different like emotions, and I didn't even see it, right? I think it's another thing as well, right? It's so interesting to listen to a track without visuals because you have to interpret it in your own head also. I think what happens with this stuff as well is that like because we don't see the actual song itself, we have to interpret it ourselves, and I think that's actually really interesting as well because it's so different from like watching an anime OP or something like that, because they're both different experiences. When an anime OP, you're interpreting everything with the visuals as well, which is also really interesting. But I found this to be absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It's so very super interesting hearing this type of stuff. And this is like a one of the first times we have like anime like soundtracks. So we have like anime OPs which are beautiful all the time. But they're all different, right? Like, because, you know, watching a JoJo intro is different from watching a Fate intro. Watching a Fate intro is different from watching a Card Collector intro. Watching a Card Collector intro is different from watching the Danganronpa intro. It's different from listening to this. It's all different. And I still think they do a really fantastic job with all of it. They really do. And I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for sending in, Eopsy. I hope that like I wasn't gushing too much. The next video is sent in by Malcolm Condé, and it is The String Theory Explained. Now this is by a channel called Kurzaget in a Nutshell, I believe it's called. I always like, for me, like science terrifies me. Just being honest here. And it's always very interesting to me. And I think sometimes when Roman reacts, I'll be like, this is scary. And when I really just mean like it is like it's not that I don't want it. It's that I like the feeling of like being confused. It means that eventually you will like get more knowledge from that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like always comes from like a philosophy perspective where it's like confusion's good because then that means eventually you'll not be confused. And eventually you like, not obviously like confusion in the terms of like learning about science and reading up on something, right? It's always very good in that sense because as long as you do the research afterwards in the right places and the actual accurate places, you will get like something that is actually pretty good. So I like being a little bit confused sometimes because that means it's a big theory. Let's check this out. The string theory explained. What is the true nature of reality? Let's check it out. Does that make sense, by the way, about the confusion thing? I think it's just because I had a philosophy lecturer like in college. So like I had this thing where I was like, he would always say to us like, if you're confused, that's good. That means like that means you're open to learning about something. Does that make sense?
To answer this question, humans come up with stories to describe the world. We test our stories and learn what to keep and what to throw away. But the more we learn, the more complicated and weird our stories become.
I'll put on subtitles for you guys.
Some of them so much so that it's really hard to know what they're actually about. Like string theory, a famous, controversial, and often misunderstood story about the nature of everything.
Interesting.
Why did we come up with it, and is it correct, or just an idea we should chuck out?
Beautiful artwork in this stuff as well. It's like very simplistic, but also like very colorful and pretty.
Looked at things up close and were amazed. Wondrous landscapes in the dust, zoos of bizarre creatures, complex protein robots, all of them made from structures of molecules made up of countless, even smaller things, atoms. We thought they were the final layer of reality until we smashed them together really hard and discovered things that can't be divided anymore. Elementary particles.
Okay.
But now we had a problem. They're so small that we could no longer look at them.
He's very
Think
sad about this.
it. What is seeing? To see something, we need light, an electromagnetic wave. This wave hits the surface of the thing and gets
the bird
reflected back from it into your eye.
Crazy.
The wave
Crazy.
carries information
See, even
from the
this
object.
stuff, like, it scares me just because it's like, I think like from a scientific perspective, it's like so amazing. I know I'm going to sound like such an idiot when I'm like, the idea of light reflecting off something, but you get what I'm saying? It's like, we're so complex. Like as machines, human machines, right, is what I always look at it like. We are so complex that like thinking about how everything works, it's so interesting, but it's like, oh my God, this world is like immaculately, it's like both beautiful, interesting, and terrifying at the same time.
That your brain uses to create an image.
You know what I
So
mean?
you
Like this
can't
is
see something
all those things
without
above.
somehow interacting
All the above.
with it. Seeing is touching, an active process, not a passive one. This is not a problem with most things. But particles are very, very, very small. So small that the electromagnetic waves we use to see are too big to touch them. Visible light just passes over them. We can try to solve this by creating electromagnetic waves with more and much smaller wavelengths. But in quantum physics, shorter wavelengths means more energy. So when we touch a particle with a wave that has a lot of energy, it gets a kick. By looking at a particle, we change it. In quantum physics, we cannot know where a particle is
The music
and
here is
where
good
it's
too.
going with absolute precision. This fact is so important that it has a name. The Heisenberg uncertainty principle, the basis of all quantum physics. So what does a particle look like then? What is its nature? We don't know.
Well, this is also something that's always interesting to me as well. When I did science in school, one of the things I really loved about it, like, was like, because in science, like in school, it's like, you know, you're kind of like in the confines of a room and you're learning about like very kind of like basic stuff when it comes to science, and important stuff too, like when it comes to biology and like I guess like how like organs work and things like that. You know what I mean? Because that can actually be very useful, you know, learning what the liver does and learning what like the heart does. That's so useful, I think, in terms of just like understanding, you know, even like, I know like on the basic principle, you go into a doctor or something, you're understanding like, you know, the basis of what like a heart can even do, you know? But like, I think as well, like I used to love like looking at things under the microscope because like to me, like there's a whole other world almost there, right? When you look at like something like, and it's again, that's also a scary thing, but it's also needed as well. Whereas like if you like get someone's like door handle and you wipe it and you put it under a microscope, like I've seen that before, and like they've done it on YouTube videos or TV shows or stuff like that, and it's like it's horrifying. It's horrifying.
Really hard,
what you can't
can
see is sometimes
a
terrible.
Sphere of influence, but not the particles themselves. We just know they exist. But if that's the case, how can we do any science with them? We did what humans do and invented a new story, a mathematical fiction. The story of the point particle.
Okay.
We decided that we would pretend that a particle is a point in space. Any electron is a point with a certain electric charge and a certain mass, all indistinguishable from each other. This way, physicists could define them and calculate all of their interactions. This can be made precise in quantum field theory, and this solved a lot of problems. All of the standard model of particle physics is built on it, and it predicts lots of things very well.
So this kind of like is the foundation for all that stuff then.
Some properties of the electron, for example, have been tested and are accurate up to 0.0000000000002%.
Oh!
So while particles are not really points, by treating them as if they were, we get a pretty good picture of the universe.
So is that the idea that like, yes, it's not 100% accurate, but there is something at the very least?
Not only did this idea advance science, it also led to a lot of real-world technology we use every day. But there's a huge problem: gravity. In quantum mechanics, all physical forces are carried by certain particles. But according to Einstein's general relativity, gravity is not a force like the others in the universe. If the universe is a play, particles are the actors, but gravity is the stage.
Okay.
To put it simply, gravity is a theory of geometry, the geometry of space-time itself, of distances which we need to describe with absolute precision. But since there is no way to precisely measure things in the quantum world, our story of gravity doesn't work with our story of quantum physics. When physicists tried to add gravity to the story by inventing a new particle, their mathematics broke down.
Okay, so like they're constant, again, like this is the thing, like we're all like, I'm just cushy, like, you know, watching a YouTube video, right? They're working on this right now, and they probably still are, right? They're like, I'm pretty sure, like, you know, they're never going to get to like no, I'm actually not pretty sure, I'm 100% sure, maybe 99% sure they're probably never going to get to 100% certainty with this stuff. But the fact that they're like still, you know, this is still racking their brains, you know?
This is a big problem. If we could marry gravity to quantum physics and the standard model, we would have the theory of everything. So very smart people came up with a new story.
Okay.
They asked, what is more complex than a point? A line or a string? String theory was born.
So this is how they made it, okay.
What makes string theory so elegant?
I've heard of string theory, but I think it's one of those things, because I'm not science brain sometimes, I just never looked into it.
It describes many different elementary particles as different modes of vibration of the string. Just like a violin string vibrating differently can give you a lot of different notes, a string can give you different particles. Most importantly, this includes gravity. String theory promised to unify all fundamental forces of the universe. This caused enormous excitement and hype. String theory quickly graduated to a possible theory of everything.
Okay, I actually like quite enjoyed that, like, again, because these are the things that make like people in the science world so excited, right?
String theory comes with a lot of strings attached.
Okay, great,
Much
fantastic.
of the maths involving a consistent string theory does not work in our universe with its 3 spatial and 1 temporal dimensions. String theory requires 10 dimensions to work out. So string theorists did calculations in model universes, and then tried to get rid of the 6 additional dimensions and describe our own universe. But so far, nobody has succeeded, and no
Wait, can you say that again? Just so I'm like fully aware.
3 spatial and 1 temporal dimensions. String theory requires 10 dimensions to work out.
Okay.
So string theorists did calculations in model universes, and then tried to get rid of the 6 additional dimensions and describe our own universe. But so far, nobody has succeeded.
So still nobody has
and
succeeded in doing this. Okay.
String theory has been proven in an experiment. So string theory did not reveal the nature of our universe.
Oh no.
One could argue that in this case, string theory really isn't useful at all. Science is all about experiments and
And that's
prediction.
that's kind of saying, because like, you know, they're like, it is like in a way trying to find the idea of the meaning of life, right? Like or at least like not the meaning of life, I guess the function of life is probably the best way of like thinking like fully to understand absolutely everything. Because we know like, you know, reproduction, all this stuff, but like I guess like trying to find like with these theories, like how the world works to like 100% certainty, right?
If we can't do those,
Well,
why
not even
should we
100,
bother
but
with
higher, I
strings?
guess.
It really is all about how we use it. Physics is based on maths. 2 + 2 makes 4. This is true no matter how you feel about it. And the maths in string theory does work out. That's why string theory is still useful.
Okay, so if it works mathematically, then it can still be useful. Okay.
Imagine that you want to build a cruise ship, but you only have blueprints for a small rowing boat.
Okay.
There are plenty of differences: the engine, the materials, the scale. But both things are fundamentally the same: things that float. So by studying the rowing boat blueprints, you might still learn something about how to build a cruise ship eventually.
Okay.
With string theory, we can try to answer some questions about quantum gravity that have been puzzling physicists for decades, such as how black holes work or the information paradox. String theory may point us in the right direction.
That's interesting. So it's like if that blew my mind, because I instantly understood not everything, but I understood most of it. It's like if I can understand how they make like the 4-color pen, I can then understand how to make a 10-color. You know what I mean? That sounds such a silly analogy, but I feel like it works. It's like that makes perfect sense.
When used in this spirit, string theory becomes a
oh my God.
tool for theoretical physicists
Yes.
and help them discover new aspects of the
That's
quantum
great.
world.
That
and some
instantly I was like
beautiful
went from
mathematics.
confusion to being like, yes,
So
that makes
maybe
sense.
the story of string theory is not the theory of everything. But just like the story of the point particle, it may be an extremely useful story. We don't yet know what the true nature of reality is, but we'll keep coming up with stories to try and find out until one day, hopefully, we do know.
No, I love that. I feel so good by the end
This
of that.
video was supported by the Swiss National Science Foundation and realized with the
Heck yeah.
scientific advice of Alessandro Sfondrini.
Support those foundations. No, you get what I'm saying when I say like I legitimately instantly went from being like, what the like what is like not what is happening, being like, oh, I'm kind of confused, but okay, I'm following a little bit, and then instantly I was like, yes, that makes perfect sense. The idea that if you know how a boat works, or a little boat works, you can understand how a big boat works. I love that. I freaking love that ending, because like again, it's one of those things that explains everything that came before, and it's like, okay, now I understand why the string theory is useful. If you can understand how to like, and I know it's, again, I'm using such basic analogies. If you can understand how to make like a pizza slice, you can make a big pizza. You can understand how a pizza works. So, you know, I know it's, again, I'm trying to think of something more complicated. If you know how to make I can only think of not complicated, but you know what I mean. If I can make a guitar, I can make a 2-necked guitar eventually. If I can make a 2-neck guitar, I can make a 3-neck guitar. I can understand how it works, you know? And I actually really, really like that idea. It's like if I was able to make like an RPG, like a 2-hour RPG where you just like, or a 2-hour dating sim, that could also help me understand how to make like a 30-hour RPG, because I know some mechanics, I know some things. If I made a 30-hour RPG, I can teach me how to make a 40-hour dating sim. You know what I mean? I maybe I'm speaking out my butt here, but that's why I understand from this. Really sick. Really cool. Yeah, I like that video a lot. Thanks so much, Malcolm, for sending in. It's actually really cool they explain it very well, don't they? They explain it really well. The next video sent by Luca G, and they said, this is the story teaser, Night of Waltzing, Wind and Flame. This here is a fan-made MV of Lynn and Neuvillette version of both how they got their visions. Let's check it out. We love Lynn and Neuvillette a lot. I adore them. Just great character designs. 10 out of 10 character designs, right? Bathed in this blue light here as well. Jesus. Abandoned by luck. Protecting her as he fell in the water. Our boy. Sorry about that. He is definitely our boy. The softness of her face as well. Oh my god, her eyes. They have such a... Well, so many characters in Genshin have such a sad story, but they definitely have such a sad story. Oh my god, the beautiful like silhouetted colors as well. Almost like a void of like colors, right? But with the... I guess there is the blue flying through it as well. Wind will soothe the pain, keep it... Oh my god, that's... Okay, Sasha, she got it. And it's so nice it's in the bowl of her hair. That's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I was saved by you. Such gorgeous stuff. Ah, Jesus Christ, look at the babies. Stop. Only she's happy. And that was when they were getting trained. Did she get her vision first? Is that what they're saying here as well? Oh my god, look how sweet they are, little chibi style. 1, 2, 7. Does he have his vision yet? The missing piece of the puzzle. Oh, the muted sound. Yeah, an obtaining of a vision. The bleeding tears. Visually, this is insane. Like, you know, and it's also like the idea of like, you know, Lynn being able to obtain a vision. I wonder if it's like also related to the idea of like how, you know, Lynn and Lynette were constantly like so much in like happiness within grasp constantly until it was ripped away from them, you know? Oh my god, the hair down. I've never seen without the full hairdo up. It's usually like, yeah, it's usually like that. Oh my god. You made her the hat? Tying up so as well. This is beautiful. This is so pretty. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. And the flowers. I get so overjoyed when I see them with joy. I get so happy. It is like it improves my day seeing them so happy. It really does. It makes my day. What are you whispering about? Get him. Oh, Jesus Christ, leave him alone. Oh my god, Lynn. Leave them. Get away from them. Wait, is that her power as well? Throw the gravity off this time. Oh no, 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 again. Sorrow still lingers. Grab. This has to be as well calling on the fact, oh my god, it has to be calling on the fact that, like, you know, he lost her so many times as well, or like felt like he lost her. And one time almost did. The vision! So amazing. Become a flame. And then the smile as well. You throw it at him. Throw it at them. Oh, I thought he was going to throw it at them. Giving them, that's such a Lynn thing to do. Give him a show with the vision as well. So amazing. Beautiful stuff. Oh, look at them. Oh, they're so sweet. They're so sweet. Such an interesting story as well. It's so strange that like it's almost over. Of course, we have Lynette's hangout to do as well, which I'm very excited for that. But it's still like so, you know, I wish I could go back and do Lynnie's story again for the first time, even though it was like, you know, still heartbreaking. it still feels that way, you know, like where it's like, I feel like the whole thing was calling upon the fact that like, you know, there is like the kinsmanship and the family nature between those two is one of my favorite things in this game. But the most amazing thing to me about that is that it really showed off their dynamic in terms of like their loss and their feelings of like wanting to protect each other, right? Lynn feels as though whenever Lynette is apart for too long or gone for too long, of course she's going to feel those feelings again of what happened to her. And of course she's probably going to feel that too. And you know, even see this in the game as well. Like he's very protective of her, and rightfully so. Like, I'm sorry, but the trauma from that situation is still there. It's of course still there. In this, it was just like beyond like all the stuff that they showed with the story and implementing the story. I think that was just a really beautiful bunch of scenes put together. It was really pretty. The colors were really pretty. Some of the visuals are really dark, but I feel like Lynn and Lynette's story is dark, so it makes sense for it to be dark. It wouldn't make sense otherwise for it not to be dark. You know, in terms of if you're telling the story of their past, it's different if you're doing like, say, like a funny video where they're like, you know, doing something like, the like the one we had earlier. That's completely different. But if you're showing their past, you have to go out. It's the same thing when I see people doing Vaughn videos, like, and I'm like, yeah, it's great that like you did this, but at the one thing you did so right, you get the sadness in his eyes. You did it right. Thank you so much for sending, Luca G. The next video is sent in by Fizzle. And they said that they didn't want to send another E video. You can send another E video. The E videos are awesome so far. And it's a Hoir Fair video. And it's Hoir Fair. I'll hate them. The 1 minute case master. Let's check it out.
Welcome to Tevat Academy.
Tevat Academy.
I'm Lamine, junior student and the newest member of the school monitor club.
Oh my god.
That must be the club president.
I'll hate them.
Teacher Nahida told me he is an excellent student.
Yeah. Teacher Nahida, by the way.
We received new reports from students today.
All right. I don't want to waste any time, so let's solve each case in under 1 minute.
I might take off the subtitles just because it's covering a lot of the artwork.
Me?
Oh my god!
Did I do such a thing?
But I know you're an honor student, so there must be some mistake.
Albedo? You said that a good friend
Oh,
shares
multiple
their food.
Albedos!
Every time I do, they get mad. Oh, have some.
It's
I
him.
Have a twin, you see.
But I spotted at least 10 more Albedos
Yep.
across campus, and they were all looking for you, so I told them you were here.
What?
So good.
Albedo! If I borrow a textbook, does that mean she and I should split it? Albedo!
Are they separating brain power?
Albedo!
This is hilarious.
Actually, we are homunculi. I just wanted to give them a chance at a normal life.
Okay.
And
Wait, that's going to be a long story. I'll just mark them down as your siblings. It's less paperwork that way. Exactly 1 minute.
that helps.
I think I saw the drama club drawing graffiti by the pool, so it's all the reports are doing. This is great. Leave Fischl alone! Fischl and Furina, what a... No, leave them alone. They're allowed to do whatever graffiti they want. In fact, if Fischl did graffiti on your grounds, it just means that your grounds are better now. They would sell for more.
Intercede on this, our most hallowed of rights. We had no choice. The drama club has an upcoming production of Crabaletta, and Fischl and I are the only members.
I read that book myself, so I can understand the need for more actors. They must have intended to summon talent.
Oh my god. Oz.
Patron of the arts. Wouldst thou join
Yeah, you better join now.
No, I'm no actor. I do have some good news, though.
Huh?
Your ritual worked.
Oh god. Maybe. Oh my god, look. Fischl and Furina is, I need the show. I need the TV show with the two of them together.
What do we do? Alhaitham?
Dealing with new species is more Tainari's.
Tanari?
1 minute.
Wait, come back!
Perhaps a change
And all the melodies.
of venue is in order.
I hear strange sounds coming from the chemistry club. I think something exploded.
Explosive?
Yoy Mia!
Here? Of course not. Our research is perfect.
And Amber and Klee. And Klee would never explode anything. Are you kidding me?
This cute little guy looks like he wouldn't hurt a fly.
Dodoko is afraid of heights. Right. So why don't we play very slowly?
Alhaitham?
No. This doesn't prove anything. Clee's face. She didn't do anything wrong. No, it doesn't matter. That's all fake. That's lies. That was put there by the Tory. Get him.
You wanted to make fireworks shaped like the school mascot
Yeah.
for the summer festival.
Is that too wrong to ask to do?
Yeah, there don't seem to be any dangerous materials here. Exactly.
Oh, he's a
1
good
minute.
dude.
I'll hate them.
I couldn't hear you.
Investigation report, no problem at all.
Miss Nahida.
Thank you, Alhaitham. Reliable as always.
Now, if there's nothing else, I'll be heading home.
I'll hate them. You're just doing the bare minimum so you can skip out. You should take this more seriously for the sake of the school's peace.
Well then, if I were to do
Oh my
that,
god. No, 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 no.
For the sake of the school's peace.
Look at this.
Well
She was
then,
like dressing up a Melazid.
if I
Look at
were to
this.
do
Oh my
that,
god.
would they have enjoyed this?
And Furina was teaching about to dance their sucrose.
I wish them a peaceful school.
Wait, no, that wasn't sucrose. Is that Calais? Are they trying to show Calais?
If I were to do
Wait, no,
that,
it's not.
Would they have enjoyed
No,
this
it's
moment of
sucrose.
peace?
Yeah.
I wish them a peaceful
Because the hair was
school
so green for a second. I was like,
because this school is my home. I don't want
Oh, I don't
them
hate them.
causing unnecessary disturbances.
it's literally his home?
It's quite efficient. Just so you know, the school monitor club needs more serious members like you. Have a good night.
Have a good night, you go to bed.
Agree more. Now go get some rest.
Thank you, Miss Nahida. I'll do my best.
I saw the little ether.
And thank you again.
Is that a waypoint? It is.
What a wonderful thing we've made. This chaotic piece.
Really sweet stuff, right? It's just super sweet. And I think that like what's so like what I talk about it all the time, how much I desperately love the how much I desperately love like seeing animations like this with them in like a modern take, right? But here it just had like, you know, such a sweet nature to it that I could watch a full TV show about this as well. Like imagine Klee like in the club with Yoimiya and with Amber, which would make sense, which would totally make sense. But I think Fischl and Furina, that is a dynamic that like needs to be explored to the end of days. To the end of freaking days. Like, could you imagine like literally I would draw a comic of Fischl and Furina. Like, that would be like so freaking fun to see. It would be so fun. But yeah, like it's a really, really fun thing. It's always fun seeing this stuff as well. Really funny as well, seeing Klee again trying to like go up against I'll hate them there. But then also the little melodies and they're getting dressed by Fischl. Okay, that was really good. Thank you so much, Fizzle, for sending that in. The last video today is sent in by, let me see now here. Again, we're bad at the list today, guys. I'm going to go back to my iPad next week because I'm not good with this phone stuff. I'll be honest with you. I'm not good with this stuff. I want to say it was Catsith. Yes, it is Catsith. So this is obviously above the limit of the videos we're doing here. So I already watched the last one in other videos. This actually works out really freaking well. It's not going to be over the limit whatsoever. Let's check out. It's La Vagalette, all versions, Cecilia, Cara, and it's like all the different languages, I suppose, as well. The official version was sang by French musical singer Cecilia Cara, who happened to have been performing in China around the time when MiHoYo was getting ready to record Furina's Story Quest. Her version was used for all languages, versions of Genshin, much like how Yunjin's Chinese opera used the same version for singer Yang Yang for all versions. But in addition, just because they can, MiHoYo also invited 4 Chinese singers to sing 4 more versions of the song. 2 of which are in French, 2 are Chinese, and all singers are household names in China. So yeah, MiHoYo's rich for sure. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's check it out. So the first one is the original in French, which is such a beautiful version regardless of what it... Oh my god. Gorgeous stuff here. The entrance as well, by the way. She's glorious. Look at the facial expressions. And it kind of like, you know, it's like... It's really interesting the way it's like it's when you have like a budget and like a setting, right? And they all are gonna look different. I'm guessing as well because MiHoYo doesn't spare any expense. But this looks like a full period drama, right? Excuse me, I sneezed. Superb. It's such like It's such a beautiful thing hearing songs sung in different languages, just like we did earlier as well, you know? But we hear that every week in Roma Reacts, really. We have K-pop, we have Chinese music, we have French music sometimes, we have like, we have mostly like a lot of things. We have, you know, Japanese music. It's so freaking good. Bringing up so many freaking emotions as well. They're filming this so well as well, the full budget. Oh my god, the dress. It's so good. It's so freaking good. And like I said, I'm not sick of this song at all yet. The transition between the different lighting as well. And the fact that they picked her up because she was like literally in China at the time. Very cool. I wonder if, like, you know, again, I don't know if she plays games or not, but like we saw before that like a lot of composers are always very shocked. Sorry, I wonder if like opera singers are like, they said in the last one, like a lot of composers are, and I wonder if like a lot of people come in, they're like, wait, this is like video game music? If they don't play video games, you know what I mean? You never know. Very cool stuff. So we still have 3 other versions as well. So the next version after this is... It'll show up here. Beautiful stuff, though. Beautiful stuff. What's the next one? This is another French version, but with a different singer. I think everyone's going to bring a different energy to it, right? For sure. And that's really cool. Hello. Beautiful. Are you kidding me? That jacket? You see what I mean? Like it's a different tone. Like how it changes, like it's like it doesn't change obviously. Like I said, I feel like the meaning of the song like feels universal across all, you know, like across languages, right? Like I feel like a lot of things in Genshin can feel universal, some stuff can't. This is still in French, of course, but I'm saying like in terms of like different languages, different voices, different voice actors, different, like all this stuff, like it really just feel like, you know, it can sometimes, especially with music, feel so universal while also like giving a different flair to it depending on who is singing it, right? Like it's still, you can still feel the sorrow of it. And everyone's probably going to bring their own like feelings into performing a song sometimes, right? And that can genuinely happen sometimes, you know, where like, especially with cover songs or songs with, you know, like are like made for something else, you can come in and like, you know, whilst again there is the same emotions that are behind the words in the song, you're going to like change things up because you feel a different way about how you interpret those lyrics, right? Like the tone of voice, the different, like, yeah, it's all gonna be different, but also the same. Glorious, really glorious. Beautiful. Really beautiful stuff. And what's the next one? This one is another French version. Yeah, we know there's one China. So they, like again, most of them will be in French. That's what was said by Katsith. And like just like, yeah, like I've said it a million times, but I really want to like praise the fact that MiHoYo does this type of stuff. Because like again, to pay 5 individual singers to sing the same song. It's not really heard of. It doesn't happen. Do you see it? Like instantly, right? Again, like it's the same song, but like a different like vocal interpretation. I know that goes without saying, right? It goes without saying, but it's just like it excites me so freaking much hearing that type of stuff. Even the look on their faces is kind of like different every single time they perform, right? Which means there is like a different like a vocal interpretation and like obviously a performing interpretation. All of them are dressed immaculately as well. Immaculately, I want to say as well. Beautiful shot. Really pretty shot. She's playing with her hands as well. And this version again is the Chinese version, which you already heard a different version earlier on as well. I'm really interested to hear the male vocal interpretation of this as well in the Chinese version. Very interested. This looks beautiful already. Look at this. MiHoYo is rich, as was said. Beautiful microphone. It's interesting as well because like the again we talk about vocal interpretation and like performing interpretation. To me, like what this is now is like, you know, we had all the different versions already. We could talk about them all, but like this is a much like softer approach when it comes to like facial expressions, right? Where there was anger in some of them, there was a bit of frustration in others, sadness in others, and this is kind of more of like a timid softness in a way, right? Yeah. Beautiful look here, like it's almost like it's underwater, right? So fantastic, isn't it? Even like, you know, the difference in like the hand, I know like you say like the hand performance is so interesting to me to see how different people perform it. Another beautiful performance there as well. I really think that like it, and like seeing the shadow on the wall, almost like a second self as well. I really feel like it is like a performance here that is, or all the performances, yeah, there were such differences. And like I said, I really feel like it's also a case of like even though there's differences, there's like a universal sadness about how you feel about it and how like the words are portrayed, right? And you can still understand that even through the performance. But like one thing I feel like I was kind of wrong about was I really enjoyed the performance differences when it came to like their own performance and voice interpretation. We saw earlier on the woman was like portraying as a very angry thing in a lot of ways. The first French performer there was kind of very like how do I say it, like it's kind of like I would say still like a tiny bit of anger, but also like very like a lot more like a lot less forceful. And then there was a softness in the performance there. There was a sadness in another performance here. Like I love the different interpretations of those performances. It's really cool. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for Roma Reacts. I'm going to go record some Stardew Valley, and I hope you got what's that voice there? I'm going to record some Stardew Valley. Hope you enjoyed this top 10 Roma Reacts. And I will see you guys very soon. I want to say thank you so much to Neverkin the Pay Baby Gangsta here on Patreon. That being Ty4R2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Yule, Radish, Anusta, Malcolm Hyundai, Jeff Trap, Lynx Markey, Assassin, Alpaca Juice, Xander Whatever, and Yopsy. And I'll see you all so soon. Bye bye.